I taught them, when you repent, don't you want to die? The demon's move also jumped to grab the principal's head. The two accomplices could not escape the claws of the demon in the cave. The principal who was grabbed was still trying to find a way to escape. He told Hak Lam Nan, now I can help you escape. The demon's eyes lit up, it stared at the principal. The principal was grabbed tightly by it and couldn't get out. A rumbling sound echoed down. The students saw the principal being punished and felt somewhat relieved. The demon told the 4 students that the enemy already had its inherent retribution. The resentment between you and Tan Xie should also end. The demon now becomes stronger. It screamed and laughed in fear. Qiu Tian raised his hand to block the demon's move. Qiu Tian quickly told Fan Bao. Fan Bao, quickly take those weak humans away. Fan Bao shouted at the prisoner. You guys quickly follow me, I will lead the way for everyone. Hak Lam Nan also had his weapon ready. He assigned tasks to his teammates. Tuet Tan, you and Fan Bao, please take the hostages away. Tu Le Tu Mai, we are in charge of blocking the rear. Tuet Tan agreed to accept the mission. Okay, everyone have to be careful. Having said that, she and Fan Bao ran back to the prisoners to protect them. Everyone, let's go quickly. The demon is still rampaging around. Qiu Tian cried out loudly. I can't block it anymore. Seeing this, Hak K also came up with a trick to help Qiu Tian. In Ba Gong. The strength of both sides rushed into each other, closing in on each other. The demon roared louder. It is not easy to defeat. There's something strange growing out of the demon's back. It appeared the fierce form of Tan Tak and then gloated. Next, the new game officially begins. Looking at the demon's appearance, 4 students recognized it. Master Tan and MS Du Du. Are they united? It turned out that Tan Tak had already put his parasitic body on MS Du Du's body. Tan Tak controls Du Du. Tell Du Du, look Du Du, the students are all grown up, we haven't made a game for everyone for a long time. Hak Lam Nan does not allow Tan Tak to do bad things. I told him. It's so embarrassing. I just want to say one sentence. Your game hasn't even started yet, it's already over. The fire began to be lit by Hak Lam Nan at the tips of his fingers. He threw the fire towards where Tan Tak was standing. Tan Tak felt angry. He cursed. You ungrateful and ungrateful bunch. He gave reasons to manipulate the students. Have you forgotten that I was outside venturing out to find food for you guys? He never stopped making excuses. Have you forgotten that Du Du stayed at the orphanage because he wanted to protect you guys? As he spoke, Tan Tak responded aggressively towards Hak Lam Nan. A succession of primordial goo worms rushed out from the large cloud of smoke. They rushed straight towards Ayel Nana's head. Tan Tak still blames him. Without you guys, she basically wouldn't have had an unexpected incident. Du Du was being controlled and was going crazy. Tan Tak took the opportunity to add fuel to the fire. Very soon, we will be able to reunite. The union of Du Du and Tan Tak is gradually growing stronger. Tan Tak controls the tentacles to gather force to capture a member. Qiu Tian tried to resist, but it was clear that he was no match for the monster. The tentacle stopped in front of Hak K's position. Qiu Tian kindly shouted to protect Hak K. Tan Tak, the resentment between us has nothing to do with Hak K. Tan Tak did not listen to that plea. He controlled his tentacles to capture each evil demon member. Tula tried to use a knife to cut, but it seemed to be unsuccessful. This shit looks pretty soft. But I didn't expect it to take so much effort to cut. Qiu Mai joins forces with Tiu Lu. She told Hak Lam Nan. Mr. Lam Nan here, please hand it over to us. Hurry up and save people. Hak K is still temporarily safe with Ayel Nana. Hak Lam Nan has activated his magic eye. The magic eye activates. The number of times the external reward is 0. CD magic is 24 hours. Hak Lam Nan puts on the magic eye armor. Fire burned Tan Tak. The tentacles are about to swallow Tu Ka and Tu Tian. The two struggled and called for help. Quickly save me. Tan Tak. Even if I'm a ghost, I won't tolerate teasing. The tentacles don't want to let go. It ties together more tightly. See this dangerous thing. Hak Lam Nan quickly rushed to rescue Tu Ka and Tu Tianlak. Hak Lam Nan doesn't seem to be able to stop it yet. That's right. Hak Lam Nan's defeated expression was clearly visible on his face. Obnoxious. Still one step slow. Tan Tak was extremely happy. This power is real. Hak Lam Nan pondered. It seems that we have to directly destroy Tan Tak's body. I thought. Hak Lam Nan decided to jump high and then launched a dive attack on Tan Tak. He acted decisively and strongly. But the thief is not dead yet. He provokes. It's useless. He slowly got up and continued speaking. Now Du Du and I are one. Hak Lam Nan felt a bit helpless. That's disgusting. It seems that if Du Du cannot be completely destroyed, he cannot be destroyed. Tan Tak leisurely got up and challenged Hak Lam Nan. Be quiet. Don't rush. He gloated. You will be a great witness of. He screamed loudly. Satisfied tone. Our finished product. Tan-Tak's body was tightly entwined with Dudu's body in the presence of Hak Lam Nan. Hak Lam Nan could only stand there and watch. He has not yet come up with a plan to deal with it. Hak K covered his mouth in fear. This is. Lu also felt bad. Sister, I have a bad feeling. Mai also agreed. You too. There was a crack slowly opening in the fusion egg sac of Tan-Tak and Dudu. A somewhat scary-looking arm stuck out. Dudu's face was filled with gentleness and a superior tone. Let's worship. The demon's transformation has been completed. The demon talked down to everyone. This is the miracle of rebirth and nirvana. The system also quickly updated information about Hak Lam Nan, the strongest evil demon, in the first stage of complete form. Hak Lam Nan finds it interesting and can transform into a human form. But next time I absolutely won't tease you lightly. The system sent a mission to stop Tan Ca and the strongest evil of this area. The reward is 500 million assets and a secret grand reward. Hak Lam Nan was ready to confront him. He encouraged the evil demon to attack him. Come here, the strongest evil devil. Hak Lam Nan made up his mind. The promise he made to Nana will definitely be fulfilled. It was true that Nana had told Hak Lam Nan before. Guide you to find someone for you. In return, he must kill Tan Ca. Nana's liking for Hak Lam Nan increased when she heard him make up his mind to help her like that. Nana quickly realized the current situation. But Tu Ka and Tu Tien Lak were sucked inside. Will we be able to win? Tu Mai came to comfort him. Don't look at Lam Nan, who is usually useless. Actually, he is a man who says he can do it. Tu Lu also contributed. Even though he can't do anything, fighting is absolutely top-notch. The strongest evil ghost excitedly said that even if he continues to fight, he won't be able to stop our family from reuniting. Tien Lak and Tu Ka have returned home. What are you waiting for, Nana and Tu Fan? Hak Lam Nan did not allow him to brag. He rushed up and punched the strongest evil demon. Unfortunately, you don't have that ability. Hak Lam Nan unleashed a succession of fire and light towards the strongest evil demon. Hak Lam Nan shouted orders to the demon. After eating it all, he vomited it up for me. The strongest evil ghost is as calm as a bull. He is proud, useless. He snapped his fingers to initiate the move. He taught Hak Lam Nan, now we are god-level scientific and technological products, combining the abilities of Tu Tien Lak and Tu Ka, I can easily absorb your attack. The strongest evil demon felt unharmed by Hak Lam Nan's attack. Oh really? The strongest evil ghost rubbed his biceps and felt very confident, saying, it's okay, the wound can heal quickly. Hak Lam Nan smiled faintly. When will we talk again? Do you think I only have this one move? That's right, the strongest evil spirit was suddenly startled. What? Hak Lam Nan is stepping forward. Wow, he split. The strongest evil demon is a bit confused. This kid knows the clone technique too. Hak Lam Nan gloatingly asked the devil again. What, are you surprised? Are you surprised? The strongest evil spirit stood still for a few seconds before Hak Lam Nan's transformation. If Hak Lam Nan could do that, he would confront him. If you're good, come over here and fight us. You keep provoking the demon, hit us. The strongest evil devil is a bit bitter. Do you think that playing this game will work for me? Hak Lam Nan is not afraid. He even teased it. Really? Then we will come up with a secret trick. Come up with this great move. Hak Lam Nan kept spinning around the strongest evil demon, making it dizzy. The three girls Tu Mai, Tu Lu, and Nana were also amazed and excited. The strongest evil spirit felt completely confused. You guys don't fight back, so you want to make me nauseous to death? Nana's eyes were full at this point because she realized the devil's weakness. Tan-Tak still hasn't mastered his powers. She felt the opportunity had come, plus this move from Hatch Lam and Hatch K. As long as we give him a chance, maybe we can handle this thief. Nana's pet cat is also ready to be used. The cat begins to transform into a stronger zombie form. Tu Mai and Tu Lu were very surprised. This is a zombie cat. Hak Lam Nan also felt surprised about Nana's pet cat. Before, I thought it was just a prostitute, but I didn't expect it to be able to transform. Ferocious zombie cats rushed to attack the strongest evil spirits. But the evil spirits are not easy to deal with. The evil spirits ruffled their hair and fought back. Nana's zombie cat aggressively advanced. The boy unabashedly bared his teeth, claws out and scratched at the evil devil. After scratching with his hands, the zombie cat also swung his tail to hit Tan-Tak. When the zombie cat's position increased, it was not inferior to Tan-Tak. Nana looked at his pet with pride. My ability can control and strengthen mutant animals. The zombie cat seemed to sense Nana's compliment. It became even more excited. Nana was even more excited. After being enhanced, the zombie cat was truly adorable. The zombie cat continues to growl, threatening the strongest evil. But the strongest evil devil has been quiet all this time to see what the zombie cat does. Now it's time for Tan-Tak to speak up. Enough of this nonsense. The evil devil gently launched a move in response to the zombie cat. Unfortunately, the zombie cat was hit. Fresh blood on its body continued to flow out before Tan-Tak's response. Nana exclaimed worriedly, zombie cat. The strongest evil devil is full of confidence. He teaches the opposite of life to Nana. Look carefully, this is what we call a sneak attack. You must also give your traitor some punishment. Having said that, Jean Tak took out a hook and chased after Nana. The sharp claws are about to reach Nana. Nana is in an extremely dangerous state. She was so scared that her face turned blue. Fortunately, Hak Lam Nan appeared in time. He cut off Jean Tak's hook to save Nana. Hak Lam Nan breathed a sigh of relief. Luckily, I was lucky enough to catch up. Tu Lu swung her sword. She reported the situation to Tu Mai. Sister, I'm okay here. She gave the sword to Tu Mai. Tu Mai is ready to fight. Okay, leave the rest to me. Tu Mai raised her bow, her eyes fixed on the target. Snap one at Tan Tak. Tan Tak has detected an attack. But as soon as he looked out to look for the strange object, Tu Mai's sword shot through it, hitting Tim. The strongest evil devil is angry. I was so careless, I forgot this girl knows how to discharge electricity. Hak Lam Nan also rushed forward with a confident attitude. The poor memory thing. Don't forget that we still exist. The evil devil was punched until it hurt by Hak Lam Nan. The devil went crazy. It immediately attacked Hak Lam Nan. Damn it, please stop for me. Hak Lam Nan was faster and dodged them all. You're so lazy, you can't hit it. The clone version of Hak Lam Nan is also ready to attack. Hak Lam Nan did not forget to make fun of evil spirits. With such incompetent people, we are afraid to take action. I don't understand what kind of strongest evil devil is the strongest. Now being ridiculed and laughed at by Hak Lam Nan and his teammates. The devil was very angry but tried to calmly say a few cool and colorful sentences. Don't think that you can beat me. Hak Lam Nan was just waiting for that, he became more serious. Then next, we'll play for real. Hak Lam Nan rushed forward, but the evil ghost relaxed again. Is that all? But Hak Lam Nan is not easily vulnerable. He mentioned the devil. Hey, where are you looking? Hak Lam Nan took advantage of the evil devil's loophole and punched him repeatedly. It's right here. But the devil smiled blandly. You've been tricked. The evil ghost clung tightly to block Hak Lam Nan's punch. It squeezed his arm tightly. Hak Lam Nan suddenly froze. Haven't had time to react yet. The evil devil captured a clone version of Hak Lam Nan. The devil smiled faintly and said happily. Finally caught one. Do you think I can't dodge your attack? The devil laughed loudly with delight. I have already felt the great energy penetrating your body. Hak K shouted worriedly. Mama. Tu Mai, Tu Lu and Nana were also scared. Is Lam Nan attracted? The devil smiled evilly. Sure enough, he attracted that rotten brat. That brat is the most dangerous, so we have to deal with him first. The strongest evil devil freely aimed at Hak K. Hak K and Nana. They are not in a hurry very quickly. Our whole family will be reunited. How could the main character disappear so soon? From within the body of evil spirits. Hak Lam Nan smiled disdainfully and spoke up. I'm afraid you won't have that chance. The devil is confused. What the hell is going on? There's no way that little guy is playing that trick. Hak Lam Nan slowly appeared. He gloated and felt a little more confident. The word perhaps should be removed. The evil devil was angered to death. Hak Lam Nan teased him even more. I'm trying to tease you on purpose. Now who is the winner? Hak Lam Nan, in the body of an evil devil, is preparing to do tricks with him and cause him to be tortured. He destroyed the muscles and organs in his body. Hak Lam Nan stood in his body and felt comfortable. Finally entered his body. Next, I can do whatever I want. He looked ahead and commented. That's the energy center of the strongest evil. Clearly identify objects. Hak Lam Nan took action. My husband will also let you know. He launched a move to destroy the energy center. It's easy to know what the 10 gods are. It's difficult to say goodbye to God. The energy center of the strongest evil is being greatly affected by the destruction of Hak Lam Nan. The devil felt the pain. It roared. What is this kid doing in my center? The evil ghost looked at his body in fear. His energy is really strong, I can't digest it at all. The devil screams loudly, you damn brat, get out of my body quickly. Hak Lam Nan is not stupid. He teased him even more. Aren't you very arrogant when you smoke? Do you want to chase me away? Dream away. Hak Lam Nan also determined that further action was needed. While he was still struggling. I have to find those 2 little devils. Very quickly Hak Lam Nan found the trace. If you look correctly, the little devil is inside there. Hak Lam Nan was correct. He happily waited for the results. What is it? In front of him was Du Du's body. Well, that's still true. 2 little devils Tu Ka and Tu Tien are trapped inside. Hak Lam Nan was very happy to see them. These 2 little devils are indeed inside. Hak Lam Nan nodded. Sure enough, from the beginning, Tan Ca planned to absorb all the evil spirits. Hak Lam Nan approached Du Du's body. It's unclear what he plans to do. He froze for a moment when standing in front of Du Du. That is. When Hak Lam Nan was stunned, the system rang. The magic eye only has 3 minutes left. Warn the host's energy flow. The magic eye only lasts 3 minutes. Hak Lam Nan also had to urge himself. Looks like we'll have to hurry up. He wants to save the two little devils but has no clear move yet. Look at Tu Ka and Tu Tien. Hak Lam Nan knew that just like the previous ceremony, he was mentally in a coma. Hak Lam Nan started up, the system received the message. The host uses the Eye of the Sun. The system affects Tu Ka and Tu Tien. Successful treatment. It cost 2,000. The remaining asset value is more than 260 million. The treated Tu Ka and Tu Tien are slowly regaining consciousness. The two of them quickly realized they needed to escape their mental control. Tu Tien successfully pulled away. He rushed down quickly. He supported Tu Ka and couldn't help but talk to Hak Lam Nan in surprise. I didn't expect you would come to save us. Hak Lam Nan didn't say much. He urged the two of them. It's dangerous here. You two leave first. Tu Ka agreed. Okay. You also have to be careful. After saving Tu Ka and Tu Tien, Hak Lam Nan took action again. Next, before he could clearly determine the task he needed to do, suddenly something big changed happened, making him panic. He looked at the belly of the strongest evil demon. Inside there was a small fetus. What exactly is inside? The strongest evil devil shares its energy with it. The evil devil's belly is fluctuating. After a few seconds, it clearly showed its evil, demonic face. Laughing full of evil spirits. Hak Lam Nan was momentarily stunned by the scene happening before his eyes. The tentacles opened again and grabbed Hak Lam Nan's arms and legs. It tightened even more on his abdomen. The devil now spoke up. I have digested all the energy you injected. You are now just a fish in a tank. Hak Lam Nan responded calmly. Why is it slower than we expected? Have you finally arrived? The evil spirit inside his stomach opened its mouth wide and screamed. Now I will give your energy back to you. Goodbye. Having finished speaking, the evil ghost with a fierce face spat out a stream of evil spirits towards Hak Lam Nan. At this moment, Hak Lam Nan was wrapped tightly by the tentacles, unable to move. With this attack, it is also difficult to avoid. Hak Lam Nan slowly raised his head, smirking contemptuously. Is that all? At this time, the light had also arrived in front of Hak Lam Nan. Dochi locked the pattern. Hak Lam Nan reached out to block the light. It immediately turned from an arrow into a lotus flower. Martial Dao Tathagata Divine Palm, Hak Lam Nan's hand turned into a golden beam, like a Buddha's hand, hitting the evil ghosts. The evil demon was suddenly attacked, it screamed in pain. The evil ghost outside was also seriously injured, his mouth spitting out a mouthful of blood. Hak Lam Nan smiled and opened his mouth to leave. I want out now, otherwise I'll put a hole in your head. The evil ghost felt pain at this time, and his mouth opened wide because of that. A stream of light shot out from there. The light is extremely dazzling. Hak Lam Nan carried Tu Ka and Tu Tien out of the evil ghost's body together. Outside, Illinois Nana looked at the three people who came out safely and shouted with joy. Everyone is okay, which is really good. The boss next to him also agreed and said, you know that Mama is more powerful than monsters. The evil devil roared in anger, this rotten brat destroyed my heart. Energy has been flowing non-stop, I'm about to explode. Very soon, the evil demon's body began to crack, then with a bang, it completely exploded. Hak Lam Nan also noticed the explosion on the other side and glanced back. Hak Lam Nan waved his hand, forming a shield to protect everyone from the shock of the explosion. The smoke and dust cleared and 5 people were safely protected. Ayel Nana's entire body was sweating and heaved a sigh of relief, it was finally over. Hak Lam Nan looked straight ahead, shook his head and said, no, it's not over yet. My reward has not been received yet. From the explosion, an evil ghost appeared in front, he worriedly said, it's broken, my powers have been exhausted, I can't use the nerve protoplasm to control Diu anymore. This time there's trouble, Diu is about to explode. I only saw the pile of meat in front of the evil demon begin to move. Then, the large pile of meat in front of him started to move. Ayel Nana was extremely scared and screamed, everyone quickly ran away. The evil ghost angrily cursed, damn it, why can't it be sensed? Apparently Diu is in my body, but I can't find it. He raised his head to the sky, frantically screaming, Diu, you can't suck me in. At this time, Hak Lam Nan appeared behind the evil ghost. He glanced at the person behind him, annoyed and asked what this kid wanted to do. Hak Lam Nan looked at him, but said nothing. Hak Lam Nan glanced at the system and asked, can the magic I cure Diu's nerves so that she can recover and become conscious? The system lightly clicked his fingers and said, yes, if you have the money, that's all. Although Hak Lam Nan was very sorry, he still gritted his teeth and nodded, okay, take my gold money, right? The small system's eyes glowed like stars and said, hee, okay host, I will arrange it immediately. The system sound immediately rang out, the remaining asset value was minus 2,000 gold coins. Soil and rocks were blown away by tentacles. The ground began to shake, the pile of meat stood up. The evil ghost madly rushed forward, chasing the crowd. Right behind Ayel Nana is a monster with an extremely scary mouth. Ayel Nana ran and turned his head to look at the monster behind him. And Hak Lam Nan was now behind the monster. The evil ghost glanced at the person behind him suspiciously and asked, why did you save me? Hak Lam Nan held a ball in his hand, inside was a baby evil devil. You said, you want to find this thing, right? Hak Lam Nan questioned and asked, tell me, what exactly is this thing? The evil ghost looked at the evil ghost inside and thought, but he didn't expect that guy to save Nana. He closed his eyes, helpless to tell the truth. She is the end of the love between me and Dudu. He recounted the incident that year. I risked my life to save Dudu. Besides wanting to save lives, Hope is our child Nana. Even though I will stop at nothing to take advantage of this child, I never want to take their lives. It's just a pity that their powers saved Dudu's life, and this child was also born smoothly. Then my plan completely failed. Almost killed my child. Speaking of this, 2 lines of tears slowly flowed out of his eyes. It's all my fault, I blame Dudu. Haklam Nan didn't care what he said lightly, he said these words to Dudu himself. Haklam Nan felt sad when he exploded because he wanted to keep the fetus and use his magic eye to restore Dudu's consciousness. I spent a lot of money, but it was worth it to fulfill my promise to Nana and save her. The evil demon looked at Haklam Nan, his eyes full of doubt. At this time, Dudu also slowly stood up and said, this is not your fault, because you have paid enough for your child. The other guy looked at his lover and asked urgently, is it really Dudu? Dudu looked straight at him and said, fortunately with your previous efforts, I was able to leave all the energy for Nana before it exploded. But we cannot sacrifice any more innocent people. His hands slowly moved forward. I, Dudu, the evil ghost, directly hugged Dudu in my arms. He cried and said, it's already late, the person chosen by God has been monitoring everything. If my plan fails, they will definitely deal with us and absolutely cannot let us continue to live. Hearing these words, Illinois Nana's 3 people also froze, their faces extremely scared. Haklam Nan did not understand and asked, what is the person chosen by God? At this moment, the radio sounded a warning. The self-destruct program will start in 3 minutes, please leave here. The evil ghost heard that, sweat poured down and mumbled in fear, they are also here. At the underground research center, a notification appeared on the computer screen, the research center's destruction sequence had been initiated. A girl stood up, clenched her fists and shouted angrily, this trash, Tansier, has failed again. I said this was my last chance, but Haklam Nan. It is indeed a bit interesting, I don't know when the statue of Haklam Nan appeared in the girl's hand. The organization chosen by God is a mysterious and terrifying martial arts organization. They claim to be representatives of God, and are always a world under surveillance. They say that super mutants are people chosen by God to form people in a new world, so please invite me to join, and you can also save Dudu. So we agreed. The person chosen by God asked me to research the evolutionary cause of mutants. And seek more progressive evolution. But their ultimate goal, I don't know. Haklam Nan nodded, held the medicine packet in his hand and asked. Then what is the happy water that you let Gwa drink? Old Sheen explained that the happy water is the zombie virus that has changed. After a person's body sucks it in, it's for a short time. It is possible to evolve and become stronger, but the side effects are also extremely obvious. Happy water can only be considered a half-finished product. Haklam Nan has another question. Do you know Chu-chan? Old Tan shook his head in response. Not familiar, but I know the place where the mysterious person Z that Anna knows is researching virus vaccines. At this moment, the surrounding space began to explode. Ayel Nana looked at Haklam Nan nervously and said, the self-destruction process has begun, everyone should quickly run away. Haklam Nan also said to the people below, we can't stay here for long, let's go out and talk more. Tan Xie spoke again at this time, everything was too late. But a voice rang out again. Dudu said next to him, or there is another way. Hearing this, Tan Xie nodded. I understand. Their hands were clasped together, inseparable. Tu Tian went up in panic, Ms. Dudu. Teacher Tan is not them, Dudu advised and said, Lak listened and agreed with me, you must continue to protect everyone well. Tu Tian had no other choice but to nod. Tan Xie looked at the lover in his arms and said deeply, this is the last moment we will be alone together. He looked at Haklam Nan again, you rotten boy, Nana and my students are relying on you. Haklam Nan affirmed, yes, we accept all of this class. After that, Haklam Nan and his group left together. With a loud bang, rocks and soil shattered and fell to the ground. The path in front of everyone was blocked. Ayel Nana is worried, he's dead, the passage on this side has also been blocked. Suddenly, a golden light blew away the rocks in front. Turning back to see Haklam Nan's hand-emitting energy. He spread his wings. Let people cling to it. Everyone get on, don't worry, I'm a professional driver, it's okay. Then suddenly, Haklam Nan flew like lightning, leading everyone away. The sound of the system echoed in my ears, my eyes only had 10 seconds, 9 seconds, 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 6 seconds left. Accordingly, Haklam Nan increased his speed and rushed forward. When there were 5 seconds left, Tula turned to ask her sister, sister, what should we do now? Tumai looked straight ahead, full of confidence and said, now we can only trust Lam Nan. With 4 seconds left, Tu Kahong looked at the fire that was getting closer and cried out in fear, I don't want to die here. Haklam Nan reminds everyone, you little devil, don't move around, you're about to overturn the car. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, the system sound echoed in my ears, time ran out, the magic eye expired. Accordingly, the magic eye disappeared, and everyone lost their support and fell below. Right now, Haklam Nan moved into his own space, only having to go into space to pause. The system displays a notification, congratulating the host on defeating the strongest evil in this area, winning 50 billion, and gaining the opportunity to draw a large mystical reward. Looking at the reward, Hak Lam Nan thought, could it be that Mr. Tan and the others had already, okay, they couldn't waste the opportunity they had created. Hak Lam Nan ordered the system, drew a mysterious prize, and started walking. The system pointed up, arranged, and a lucky camera appeared. Hak Lam Nan reached out and pressed the record button, and the camera luckily rotated continuously. A moment later, the camera also slowed down, the arrow bar slowly stopped. Hak Lam Nan looked at the reward in surprise. Boom, a huge explosion broke out, black smoke covered a corner of the city. Fan Bao worriedly looked in the direction of the explosion, which was the location next to the restaurant. Tuet Tan tries to contact Hak Lam Nan, and they will be fine. Right under the explosion, a door suddenly appeared in mid-air. Tuet Tan raised her head in surprise, this is it. A white smoke flew out, the scene was extremely unreal. The door opened, an arm reached out. Hak Lam Nan walked out wearing a stylish vest. Everyone's Hak Lam Nan has returned. But before it was cool for 3 seconds, a group of people rushed out, pushing Hak Lam Nan away. Everyone below quickly shouted and quickly dodged. Hak Lam Nan fell down. Followed by 4 girls pressing on him, a very happy image. Which above? Tu Tian hugged Tu Ka with one hand, while the other held the rope and slowly lowered it. Fan Bao jumped out excitedly and said, everyone is okay, that's great, but what's wrong with that empty transmission door? Hak Lam Nan lying on the ground, seemingly in a happy mood, said, this is a very good question. Going back to the previous time. When Hak Lam Nan stood in front of the lucky wheel. Hak Lam Nan lost patience and coldly snorted, yes, no matter how fast the speed is, it's just a joke in front of me. After determining the target, Hak Lam Nan immediately pressed the record button. The arrow stopped at the mysterious big reward box. The system excitedly shouted, the host's luck is really great. Then, a huge door fell right in front of Hak Lam Nan. He exclaimed in surprise, this is it. The system behind explained that among the 99 saviors, he was the second person to win the big mysterious prize of this random door. Hearing this, Hak Lam Nan had some doubts in his heart, the second person, then the first person. The system introduces the function of this mysterious door, just when you open the door, think of someone you know. Any door will take you to that person's side, but remember, this magic weapon can only be used 3 times a day. Hak Lam Nan studied the door carefully. Think about the scene in your head and say, 3 times is enough, otherwise you will go blind. The system didn't understand, its face blankly asked, what did you say? Hak Lam Nan opened the door and replied with a bright smile, I said 3 times is enough, I will get everyone out of danger. On this side, Illinois Nana and the others were falling into the fire pit. An arm reached out to hug Tu Ka's waist. Tu Tian hugged Tu Ka with one hand, and I held Nana's hand with the other. But the situation is not very good, hateful, I'm about to not be able to stand it anymore, but Hak K. But those people had no one to hold on to them, so they fell more and more into the fire pit. During the emergency, Hak Lam Nan suddenly jumped out and shouted loudly, everyone quickly entered the door. Then just like that, instead of falling into the hole, everyone fell into Hak Lam Nan's door. Everyone has gone inside. The door closed, then disappeared into thin air. In the end, I used the door to get everyone out safely. Pressing on Hak Lam Nan, Tu Mai quickly explained, Lam Nan didn't do it on purpose. Il Nana was also embarrassed to say, I didn't mean it either. Hak Lam Nan's face looked stupid. Indeed, there is a blessing in controlling death. Hak Lam Nan, with a kind look, rubbed their heads and comforted them, it's okay, I'm the savior, it's okay for me to be a cushion for everyone. A cracking sound rang out. Tu Lu appeared fiercely. Hak Lam Nan was scared and quickly said, calm down, it's not easy for everyone to escape danger, I was just joking for fun. Tu Le hit Hak Lam Nan's head and admonished me, does this look like I'm joking? Hak Lam Nan screamed, saving his life, and Tu Mai next to him did not forget to remind him. Tu Lu, just be gentle, Tu Lu immediately protested, if you don't coax this lustful guy, he will definitely be as bold as heaven in the future. So what do you guys have planned next? Hak Lam Nan told everyone. Do you want to come with us? Tu Ka hugged Tu Tian and excitedly said, Lak Lak and I must stay to rebuild the orphanage. Tu Tian stood up and said, we must fulfill MS Juju's will. Fan Bao stood up and said, well, I will help too. Il Nana looked at everyone, as if he had something to say. Finally Illinois Nana also spoke up, apologizing to everyone, I want to. Il Nana smiled sweetly and said, I want to go with Lam Nan to see the outside world. A hand reached out to hold her hand, go Nana. The 4 people put their hands together, cheering for Il Nana together. We will always support you, remember this will always be home. Hak Lam Nan stood up and said, I also want to go see the outside world with Il Nana. Nana was also moved and wiped her tears, thanking everyone very much. Hak Lam Nan turned to the girls and declared that they could rest assured that everyone was free. But the end of the world is desolate, remote and full of danger, so I decided to bring everyone to the survivors' base. Hak Lam Nan excitedly led the girls to leave, yes, I was the savior, the girls did not hesitate to follow. Brother, you are truly our savior, that's really good. Tu Lu looked extremely angry at this scene. Humph, you exuberant thing, Tu Mai quickly advised, Tu Lu, don't get excited. A stream of bright red light shot up into the sky. The man holding the flare gun snorted, who needs you to come forward, we have already contacted the survivors' base. The girl next to me was extremely annoyed and sneered. Being an accomplice of the evil spirits that captured us humans, perhaps you guys aren't anything good either. Tuetan said uncomfortably, ungrateful and ungrateful, your lives were saved by Lam Nan. Hak Lam Nan's face suddenly became tense, something is approaching, everyone be careful. A foot kicked out, a group of people were kicked out. A white-haired girl full of spirit walked out. He also held an evil devil in his hand. The girl questioned the people in front of her, were they the ones who shot bullets to ask for help? The man turned back and exclaimed in surprise, double hair, cross-wound. She is the zombie hunter, Nilo. The girl was also upset and said, why did it have to be her who came to save her? Hak Lam Nan asked a little confused, what the hell is a zombie hunter? Jumai said next to him. It is said that they are golden bounty hunters, dealing with zombies in a special survivor base. The man started to run away, not forgetting to say, that's what normal hunters do. AI Lo is not like that, she hunts just for fun. The girl next to her added that she doesn't care about the life or death of the hostages. The person next to her will be madly killed by her, quickly leave this place, and after speaking, run away. AI Lo smirked contemptuously at Hak Lam Nan and the others. No wonder there are all these trash zombies nearby, so all the evil spirits are hiding here. Then, Nilo took out a ball in his hand. The hunting game officially begins. Nilo smashed the ball onto the ground. Accordingly, a stream of light covered the whole place, and the other two people were also locked inside. It was too big and there was no time left. Qiu Tian stood up and said, we don't want to hurt anyone else, stay away from me. Qiu Tian's eyes widened. Looking at my hand in disbelief, what happened, why didn't my powers work? Tiu Ka was also surprised at this time and asked, lack, why can't my powers be activated? Il Nana also shouted in panic, me too. Nilo explains, for you to die clearly. I used the goddess system's props, the supernatural veil, which can prevent all evil spirits within 500 m from using skills. How Lam Nan thought in his mind, goddess system, maybe what she means. The system now issues a mission again, a mission to defeat the strongest zombie hunter. Nilo, triple the reward, a mysterious big reward. AI Lo threw out evil spirits. Don't pretend to be stupid and stand there anymore, let's run, darlings, the hunted animal must escape to feel excited. The evil ghosts kept flying towards Hak Lam Nan and his group. Hak Lam Nan and everyone stood up, ready to fight at any time, protect those little devils well, I will come and deal with that big guy. Hak Lam Nan slashed his sword. The sound of adding money also sounded. Hak Lam Nan looked at the person in front of him and said, it seems that this older sister is the one who got the first arbitrary door. AI Lo said with interest, are you the little wolf adopted by the new goddess system? Let me find some joy. The two looked straight at each other, and the atmosphere became extremely tense. Only a sudden sound was heard, the two sides rushed into each other, so fast that only the remaining smoke could be seen. Qiu Ka shouted in surprise, unable to see anymore. AI Lo jumped up at this moment. From above, he punched Hak Lam Nan down. Looking at the two sides fighting, Chu Mai exclaimed, so fast, the naked eye can't see their speed at all. Unexpectedly, there is someone in this world who can fight on par with Mr. Lam Nan. Qiu Ka believes what Hak Lam Nan said, it's okay, he will definitely win. The other two objected, that's wrong, you guys don't know how scary she is. Nilo's scariest thing is that the stronger the opponent, the stronger she will defeat. In Hak Lam Nan's eyes, the index kept increasing, what happened? Hak Lam Nan asked suspiciously, are your abilities constantly increasing? AI Lo smiled and said, little brother, this is the kin attribute. Hak Lam Nan asked, does the check attribute not only receive these attribute points after fighting monsters, but does it directly increase the corresponding attribute? The system now appears and explains to Hak Lam Nan that this is the effect of the control attribute, the user can rely on their own will. At any time, scores can be distributed among various attributes. For example, now she will place scores on the superpower attribute of superpower enhancement. As soon as the system finished speaking, Hak Lam Nan's body immediately froze, unable to move. AI Lo walked over and looked at Hak Lam Nan who froze and laughed loudly. Little brother, please stand there obediently and become an ice cream. What's so fun about ice cream, how about we play 2 levels of ice and fire? On the other side, Deep Tu Mai was ready to shoot. Deep Tu La said, sister, my place is finished. Her sister told her to leave the rest to her. The bow and arrow made of the sword were shot towards Nilo, full of power. AI Lo saw it and immediately turned around to avoid it. But the direction of the rough arrow was not her, but the direction of the frozen Hak Lam Nan. The ice broke, Hak Lam Nan immediately used his strength to escape. He held the sword, breaking away the remaining pieces of ice under his feet. At the same time, the system also reported that the magic eye had healed the host and was a little numb. The treatment fee this time was 100,000. After being treated, Hak Lam Nan immediately turned to look at Nilo. Then using martial arts, the light blade slashed countless times at her for 5 seconds. AI Lo immediately used his agility points. Flexible avoidance. She had a bit of sarcastic disdain, that's all, little brother, your speed is too slow. She then exposed herself a few times and then landed on the ground, expressing appreciation in her heart. But being able to let yourself spend more than 20,000 agility points is considered quite powerful. Hak Lam Nan raised his sword and smiled and said, next, I will play for real. Big sister, try to hold on tight. Having finished speaking, in the blink of an eye he appeared right in front of Nilo. The blade slashed down, she leaned to avoid it. But even so, some of her shirt was still torn by Hak Lam Nan's sword. So, Nilo couldn't help but think that if she still clings, it will be disadvantageous for her. Thinking, she jumped high. flipped around and landed on the ground a few meters away from Haklam Nan. This time, Nilo started using his superpowers. She's provocative, little brother, just use whatever tricks you have left. At this time, Deep Tulu also activated her superpowers and stepped forward to fight. Big sister, let me deal with you this time. Nilo was angrily scolded when he was called Big Sister. You brat, who are you calling Big Sister? After saying that, she immediately launched her superpower and shot at Deep Tulu, which Tulu also countered at the same time. The two streams of energy collided with each other, creating a powerful shock. Deep Tulu was beaten backwards. Although she didn't fall, she still struggled a bit. Nilo snorted coldly and disdainfully. The rotten girl did not know the height of the sky and the thickness of the earth. At this moment, Haklam Nan jumped up from behind holding his sword and reminded, Sister, don't forget me. Ailo couldn't help but be startled. When she turned around, Haklam Nan was already close to her, there was no time to dodge. He slashed down once. Nilo immediately used his powers to defend. Both people exploded in strength, causing the ground under their feet to be affected, causing the rocks to sink deeply. Nilo used her hand to block the sword. She used 30,000 defense points to block this attack. A bit of her points were placed on defense. The result is only temporary relief, but this tension makes people excited. Haklam Nan swung the sword so hard that she could no longer hold the sword, his sword slashed her shoulder. Haklam Nan used pressure to force her to kneel on one knee. He said, let's end it here today, if you don't like it, come find me later to practice, but if you still dare to touch my people, then don't blame me for being rude. Nilo smiled coldly and said, little brother, I have never obeyed anyone, but today I will respect you, those evil ghosts, I will eat another day. Having finished speaking, she snapped her fingers. The barrier that was previously erected opened up. Soon the grave disappeared. Haklam Nan turned back to look at Chu Tian Bao's group, you guys go live your own lives. The three of them immediately replied in unison, thanking Mr. Lam Nan. After that, the three evil children slowly moved. They did not forget to wave goodbye to everyone. Illinois Nana also greeted back, everyone please take care. On the other side, Nilo raised his hand to push away Haklam Nan's sword. She walked closer, leaned close to his hand and said, her little brother was also quite good at fighting, but unfortunately he was controlled by the system, it was really pitiful. I guess you really want to know how I got out of that damn system, right? On the other hand, in a mountainous area, there were a few zombies still wandering around. A large armored truck suddenly appeared, sweeping away a series of zombies. There was also a voice in the car, we were a team searching for survivors, the previous help signal was given by everyone, right? The car kept moving without knowing that on the top of a mountain. A hooded girl with an unknown face looked down with a meaningful smile. On the other hand, on Haklam Nan's side, after saying what just now, Nilo also advised, if you want to know, first come find me alive, after all, you have already been targeted by the person chosen by God. Instead of being the savior, protect your own little life first. Haklam Nan looked at her back, remembering the words in his mind, is he the one chosen by God? Woman, you have successfully attracted my attention. It seems that I can only subdue you and expose the secrets on your body. Ailo raised his hand and opened the teleportation door. Before leaving, she blew a kiss to Haklam Nan and said, little brother, don't make me wait too long. Having said that, she and the door both disappeared. The goddess system pressed on his head to remind him, host, you have a new mission. On the display screen, the mission deadline is 2 days to find Dr. Annie, research the antidote, investigate the true identity of the mysterious person Z, search for intelligence of the organization chosen by God, part bonus, 10 billion gold coins and special rewards. Time remaining, 47 hours, 59 minutes, 55 seconds. Haklam Nan rubbed his chin and thought to himself, Annie and Nilo were both at the survivor's base. It seems that the answer is right there. The system goddess said, this time, it seems like you have won against Nilo. But I remind you that this time she still hasn't used her full strength. Haklam Nan frowned slightly, but still kept his strength. What is that woman's intention? The goddess analyzed the situation, both sides were injured by the previous savior and the current savior. That is the result that God's chosen one desires. As for who God chooses? Before she could finish speaking, Haklam Nan interjected and imitated her tone, you would definitely say, the host should investigate this himself. The goddess angrily jumped up and scolded her, don't learn from me. At this time, that armored truck suddenly came to Haklam Nan's place. The car quickly stopped. Someone in the car leaned out and raised his hand to wave. The survivors immediately ran back to the car. Haklam Nan looked at it and couldn't help but think. Whether the base of the living is an enemy or a friend is still unclear. First, go into the system and prepare first. Anyway, it's time for Chumai and Il Nana to become official members of the girl group. Thinking about it, he excitedly pressed the accept button. The system quickly reminds. Congratulations to the host for officially making Chumai and Il Nana members of the girl group. Award. Needles plundered. 2 trees. First aid box. 50. Cat food. 100 bags. The house is safe and secure. Twice. Use magic eye at once. One-time special reward for 2 girl group members. 1. Free exclusive equipment for new members. 2. All girl group members increase by 1 level. Hot springs. Once. Go into system space. External time will stop. Reminder system. Based on the host's preferences, a new skin layer is created for the female group members. After a series of announcements, Hak Lam Nan was now sitting in the hot spring. The 4 girls were suddenly brought here. You can also wear a cool black swimsuit. Everyone was bewildered. Seconds later. When you become aware. They couldn't help but blush and sat down in the water. What place is here? Even changed into a swimsuit. Deep Tula angrily pointed at Hak Lam Nan and scolded him. Exciting name. He explained. I just feel like everyone is having a hard time. That's why I brought everyone here to soak in the hot springs to relax a bit. The system goddess also changed into a swimsuit and appeared. Welcome the host and female group members to the system space. I am the system goddess. Hak K immediately pointed at her and shouted. Ah, it's the system goddess. Tumai asked. Hak K. Do you know her? Hak Lam Nan's nose was bleeding. He calmly put his arm around Deep Tuli's shoulder and said, Don't worry, this is my area. Except for me and my girl group members, no one from outside can enter. Moreover, no one knows what we do. Deep Tuli's face turned black and she spoke harshly. Hey, Hak Lam Nan, don't talk nonsense. Also, drop your hand immediately. Deep Tumai wondered. So is Tulu becoming a member of a girl group? Is that why we have superpowers? Before he could answer, Deep Tula raised his knee and kicked Hak Lam Nan right in the stomach, causing him to spit blood. But even so, he still smiled and answered. What about this? Can you ask her something? Deep Tula turned around, smiled awkwardly, and said hesitantly. This is the ordinary afternoon of 24 years of 26 reincarnations. Seeing her like that, Deep Tumai worriedly touched her head and asked to talk to her. Tulu, do you feel uncomfortable? She blushed and avoided eye contact. It's okay, just feeling a little tired. Tulu remembered the scene when she kissed Hak Lam Nan. Couldn't help but feel ashamed. This matter is absolutely impossible for you to know. Hak Lam Nan coughed at Khan twice. He fluffed his hair to explain and left. You should still let an expert come in and explain a bit. Superpowers can be obtained through superpower seeds that one has eaten. Specific abilities depend on each person. Seeds through plundering of supernatural powers. Take away the supernatural powers of evil spirits to refine them. Once the evil spirit is removed, it will lose its powers. Later, after Chumai and Nana have finished changing, training will be arranged for everyone. The system goddess opened the screen and said, Host, don't only care about the girl group, you also have Jujutsu to be able to unlock it. Red Flame Eye, upgrade to Biochemical Blue Eye, can control 3 zombies, costs 5 million. Upgrade to Extremely Cold Demon Eyes, freeing the Ice Frost ability, costs 8 million, upgrade to Invisible Eyes, you won't be able to see me, 100 million. Hak Lam Nan immediately praised, it seems not too bad. Especially Stealth Eyes, most suitable for intelligence to probe survivors' bases, buy early and enjoy early. Without hesitation, he pressed the button. After deducting the upgrade fee, his assets were still more than 1 billion. Next, Hak Lam Nan snapped his fingers, next it would be time to change clothes for Chumai and Nana. Suddenly, both of their bodies suddenly glowed. Deep Chumai blushed and exclaimed, Mr. Lam Nan, why are our bodies glowing? Il Nana is also in the same state, her clothes are also gone. See no more. Deep Tula put her hands on her hips and frowned, Hak Lam Nan, what strange clothes did you change for my sister? He waved his hand reassuringly, rest assured, this is a system of change for everyone. After a while, the two of them also changed their outfits, which were tight and somewhat sexy clothes, Deep Tumai expressed. Clothes are very suitable for action. Il Nana covered her chest and blushed, but the size was a bit tight. How Lam Nan looked at the baby's nosebleed, slowly he will get used to it, it will give you guys a little more benefits. As he spoke, he pressed the system screen to do something. The system reported, the host used a special reward, all members of the girl group increased by 1 level. Their bodies glowed again, this made everyone panic, could it be another time? In turn, each person's attributes are updated, Hak K, Idle Prisodium, Adult Demon, Skills, Evil Eye Parasite, Camouflage Level 2, Level 3, Soundwave Search, Soundwave Edition, Level 3, Level 6, Hak Lam Nan nodded, Hak K had eaten a lot of crystals, so he had grown up a lot. Next is Tulu, Level 2 Sword Master Skill, Level 2 Sword Energy, Level 2 Lightning Ability. It has to be said that after Tulu awakened her powers, she also became quite stronger. Chumai, Level 2, Firearms Expert, Level 2. Nana, Adult Demon Level 2, Skills, Beast Master, Level 2 Veterinarian, Level 2 Wild Calling. Coming to an information board filled with question marks, Hak Lam Nan couldn't hide his surprise, why did Nana also have it, why did her news all show question marks? At this moment, the system goddess opened a door. She said, the answer the host needs to know lies inside. Hak Lam Nan didn't think anything and immediately went inside the door. When he looked inside, his face suddenly showed shock, why is this happening? Inside is a girl wearing a black dress, lying on a pink mattress. Someone came in, the girl slowly opened her eyes, she sat up and rubbed her eyes and asked, is it you? Hak Lam Nan thought about her previous appearance and was skeptical, are you really Nana? The girl smiled and raised her hand to ask, do you want to sleep together? Hak Lam Nan's face turned red. While hesitating, Nana pulled his hand, he lost his balance and fell down. The position of the two people right now is that he is on top, and Nana is on the bottom. How Lam Nan was confused, Nana hasn't eaten the crystal fruit yet, how did it get so big in a moment? Could it be that she has disguise skills? Suddenly, Deep Tu Lee's voice rang out, "Good job, Hak Lam Nan, dare to hide from me, hide a beautiful girl in here?" He was startled and quickly explained, "Wait, things are not as you think." Deep Tu Lu released her lightning power. Pressing directly at Hak Lam Nan, he interrogated him, "Quickly say, who is this girl?" Tu Mai quickly advised, but Tu Lu was a little gentler. Il Nana looked at the girl in shock, it was Ms. Dudu. "Mr. Lam Nan, why did you do that to her?" He was electrocuted and made his head dizzy. When he calmed down, he explained. "You guys misunderstood, she was transformed by Nana." Having finished speaking, Nana transformed from Dudu's appearance back to her true form. Tu Mai immediately said, "So it was Nana, we mistakenly blamed Mr. Lam Nan." Tu Lu said, "He kept it from us anyway, that's not right." Hak Lam Nan countered, "Hey, I don't know why the system goddess let Nana in here." The system goddess suddenly appeared. She pulled Nana into her arms and repeated. When the host agreed with Tan Ca and Ms. Dudu to adopt Nana, I silently accepted her as a backup for the girl group member. But Nana is a preterm girl, her vitality and abilities are still very weak, and she can only live in the special space of this system. Hak Lam Nan expressed, "This time the mission is to find Annie, research a virus vaccine at the end of the world, I think she can help Nana." The system goddess said seriously, "I just want to remind you, Nana is the newborn of evil demons and super mutants. For the person chosen by God, she is good testing material. Therefore, I taught her to put in genetic material to transform into a humanoid like Dudu or Tan Ca, but she's still very young, so she's still not used to control, and her emotions will show their true form when they go up and down." Hak Lam Nan assured, "Rest assured, before knowing Annie's inside story, he will absolutely not tell her about this matter." Deep Tu Mai smiled and said, "Starting from now, Hak K is the older sister, so you must protect her." Hak K arrogantly turned away and said, "I don't want it." But Nana jumped up and shouted loudly, "Sister." The little girl kept calling her sister. Hak K blushed and had to admit, okay, I know. Little girl Nana gave instructions, "Listen to me Nana, I'm your sister, you have to listen to me from now on." Nana smiled and nodded, "Okay." Hak Lam Nan advised that there might be zombie hunters outside the search team. "Nana and Hak K are here with Nana first," Illinois Nana replied. "Okay, sister, just leave it to me." He then turned to the two sisters and said, "Tu Mai, Tu Lo, let's go back and investigate the details of the search team." He also had a secret plan in his heart. Now he could test the effectiveness of his hidden eyes. The three people left the system space and began spending time in the outside world. At this time, a person carrying a gun came to say hello. "We are the search team of the survivor base, it's really nice that everyone is okay." Hak Lam Nan proposed, "We want to go to the survivor space." "I don't mind if I go for a ride," the other man replied. "Okay, everyone just get in the car to rest first, shower and change clothes. We will arrange for everyone to have a meal." After checking enough people, the vehicle departed to return to the survivor's base. The car looks big but its moving speed is not slow. In the bathroom in the car, there were a few girls who had finished showering and were waiting for someone, but it seemed like it was taking so long that they became impatient. The brown hair immediately suggested, "Little sister, let's go out first." The purple-haired girl sighed and said, "After taking such a long shower, don't blame us for eating all that delicious food." The person in the bathroom replied, "I know, you guys just go out first." Inside there was a girl bathing, steam rising up to cover her entire body. Suddenly a strange blue water appeared. The girl was startled and ran out to save her life. But unfortunately, she was immediately wrapped tightly by the water and pulled into the bathroom. Accompanied by a cold voice, "Don't try to escape, obediently give me your body." Inside the bathroom, the girl's body was penetrated by the water, only to hear the sound of drowning. A moment later, the shower curtain opened. The other girl stepped out, one of her eyes was yellow, and the other was red. "This is a sign that something has entered it." She smirked, "It was as simple as that and I was able to get in the car. This defense situation is really rubbish. Next, we should go retrieve the babies of evil demons and super mutants." Even though the research on the strongest evil had failed, that newborn was an unexpected harvest. Even though the thing was the key to solving the zombie virus, it was also the key to unlocking the genes for us chosen people. It absolutely cannot be allowed to fall into the hands of humanity. She then got dressed and went out. The man looked at her bust and blushed. "Just take a bath and you'll grow bigger." The girl sitting next to him immediately scolded him, "Shameless." The woman started to use beauty tricks, blew a kiss and asked, "Little Marshall, have you seen Hak Lam Nan anywhere?" The man was indeed seduced, immediately stood up, hugged her shoulder and pointed in one direction. He just went back to the warehouse over there. She achieved her goal and immediately kissed the man on the cheek. "Thank you, Little Marshall. Men enjoy being kissed." She walked towards the dark warehouse and looked around. Hak Lam Nan was nowhere to be seen. She gritted her teeth, "Didn't that rotten man say he was from this side?" Suddenly, the warehouse door slammed shut. She immediately turned around and shouted, "Who?" But there was no sign of anyone behind her. She couldn't help but suspect that it was an illusion. Why does it feel like something is getting closer? It was exactly as she thought. There was an invisible hand slowly approaching. Then touch her vagina and continuously massage it. She blushed and shouted, "Don't, stop it, you can't continue anymore." Having finished speaking, she immediately exited the body she was playing and snorted coldly. No matter how good a hunter is, he must appear like a hunted animal. If your hands and feet are clumsy, then there is no way to escape. After saying that, she immediately stretched out her hand towards the invisible Hak Lam Nan. Hak Lam Nan reached out and grabbed the unconscious girl's body. Notification system, congratulating the host on successfully rescuing the hostages and being rewarded with a new space energy system, hallucinations, unlocking new eye magic, hallucinations, a vehicle transporting the host, and an empty seat. 10-1-200 W Longan, monitors a person for 3 days. Hak Lam Nan took off his jacket, covered the girl's body and laid her down on the ground. He criticized her, receiving these skills from her, it made me so embarrassed, unlocking the new pupil skill costs money. The system goddess pouted and said, if you don't like it, don't use it. On the ground at this time, patches of green liquid merged, forming the shape of a human head. When Hak Lam Nan saw it, he shouted and even dared to show his face. If you see that, you're not fighting, right? Even though MANHUA was angry, he could only point his finger and threaten, you, don't come here. Then she took the opportunity to quickly run away. She was in liquid form and easily passed through the bars. The system frowned and asked, just let MANHUA go like that. The host's mind is really strange, Hak Lam Nan shrugged. This is called letting her go so that when she catches her again, if MANHUA wants to rob Nana, she will definitely bring it to her house. And I used the lasso eye to track her. He remembered the time he attached the label on her but and couldn't help but get excited. Next time will be more interesting, big. Really very big. Immediately after that, he used the laser eye to trace, MANHUA was the apostle of the chosen one and could locate him to find his location. The system indicates that the host is tracking a target with a laser tag, automatically monitoring Ma Li's location. I heard a voice calling from my side, Mr. Lam Nan, I'm Tu Mai, can you hear me? This is the telepathy function of the system, he replied, received it, did you find it? Tu Mai recounted, we checked each room and found nothing unusual, maybe they were good people. Hak Lam Nan immediately asked, so why did you call me? Tula said, Tuet Tan just asked us to tell you that the search team and rescue team organized a meal. Hak Lam Nan smiled coldly and said, okay, if you want to have a delicious meal, how can you forget Hak K? That night, at the restaurant in the car. On the table are rare canned goods and glasses of red wine. Everyone sat around a long table. Tula quickly ate the canned food, Tu Mai immediately reminded her, Tulu, don't eat so quickly. The man with a bandage on his hand slammed the table and stood up. He held up his glass of wine and expressed, on behalf of the survivor base, I warmly welcome everyone. Hopefully we can cooperate to rebuild our common home. As soon as the words were said, everyone toasted together. Seeing Hak Lam Nan pick up a glass of wine to drink. The man suddenly smiled meaningfully and the wineglass suddenly fell and broke. Tula held her head and said, sister, I'm so dizzy, no, we were drugged. Tu Mai also held her chest in discomfort, you too, we were tricked. Everyone quickly collapsed. Hak Lam Nan held his head with one hand, the other hand shook the person sitting next to him, Tu Mai, everyone wake up quickly. That man said coldly, I don't think your smelly guy is still awake. Hak Lam Nan immediately turned to him and asked, why did you do that? He took an unconscious girl, pervertedly licked her face and said, why do you ask? Of course it's convenient to make the women have fun with them. As for you, you also look healthy. If sold to female bosses as pets, he would definitely get a good price, he said as he grabbed Hak Lam Nan's hair and pulled him up. Han said coldly at this time, of course, at the end of the world, no place is safe. After finishing speaking, Hak Lam Nan's eyes glared. The man was scared by his aura and staggered back and fell to the ground. He stammered, this is. What the hell are you doing, you stinking bastard, why doesn't the anesthetic work on him? Hak Lam Nan picked up the wine bottle and hit him on the head so hard that his nose bled in pain. He smirked, dropped the glass bottle and said. This old man has known for a long time that food and water are poisoned. Therefore, Hak Lam Nan bought immune medicine from the system. He kicked the man hard and sarcastically said, compared to the zombies infected with the virus, the people blinded by desire were even scarier. The man held his bleeding head and tried to hold on to the edge of the table. He shouted, guard, where is the guard, quickly kill him for me. As he finished speaking, the door opened, the guards were thrown inside, the handler was none other than Hak K in disguise. They all fell face down on the ground. The guy in front of Hak Lam Nan was also kicked hard by him and cried out in pain. Hak Lam Nan squeezed the man's chin and said, old man, my ears are not very good, tell me again who you want to kill. A moment later, these bad guys were stripped of their clothes and tied up by Hak Lam Nan. He sat on the chair and said, thanks to the medicine given by the search and rescue captain, everyone could sleep well. Hak Lam Nan then used dim pupils medicine to wake everyone up, spending 900,000 gold coins. Everyone then slowly woke up, the system reported. The host used blurred pupils to save more than 10 people, unlocked new pupil skills, hypnotic eyes, 150 million. Hak Lam Nan's heart kept dancing. Hey, hypnotic eyes is the best pupil trick ever. From now on, we can reach the pinnacle of our lives. On the other side, the girls learned of the rescue team captain's disgraceful actions and immediately came out to beat him. Tu Mai scolded, cockroach, scum, here, sisters, step on it. Hak Lam Nan snapped his fingers to stabilize order. Ladies, stop, I have something to ask him. The captain immediately begged, let me go, women, weapons, food, I will give you anything you want. Ha Lam Nan used his leg to lift him up and ask, is there someone named Annie at the survivor base who was researching a vaccine for the virus? The scared man replied, brother, I don't know anything about the facility. Hak Lam Nan threatened with a black face, now you dare to lie in front of me? Do you want to be beaten to clear your head? He quickly explained, no, brother, if I say anything, the leader will never let me go anywhere. Hak Lam Nan immediately used his hypnotic eyes. It was a coincidence. I didn't intend to let you go. Say, what do you see? The captain began to fall into a trance. When the time was right, Hak Lam Nan then questioned, yes, tell me everything you know about the Survivors Foundation. The man was hypnotized and told everything. Survivor base, now it's just hell. Since the leader cooperated with Mr. Z, it has become a prison for the living. The law of survival is the law of the jungle. The leader said the facility was useless. Even if it does work, doesn't mean it can be maintained. One day you will be locked up for unjustly violating the facility's rules. The only people left alive, I'm afraid, are only Dr. Annie. After saying these words, he suddenly foamed at the mouth, his eyes rolled back, and the machine began to leak. Green mushrooms grew from his body, corroding everything. The girls saw this and cried. Quickly hid next to Hak Lam Nan, pushing Hak K and Tulu aside. Hak Lam Nan immediately hugged the girls' waists to comfort them. Don't be afraid, I'm here. The other man jealously expressed, can you give me a hug? Tulu was angry, she was almost scared to death. Hak Lam Nan bit his lip and thought to himself, he only faints when talking about Annie. Could it be that the facility's leader injected him with a mysterious virus? To prevent internal secrets from being leaked, it seemed like the leader was some kind of super mutant. Thinking about it, Hak Lam Nan transmitted the sound to everyone. The basis of the survivors did not seem simple. Everyone, please cooperate well with me to prepare for this. The steel truck arrives at the foot of the mountain, where the survivor base is located. The camera output monitors activity towards the vehicle. The two watchmen on high loudly announced that the search and rescue team ahead was approaching and immediately stopped. Ask the captain of those who get off the bus to verify their identities. The car stopped right in front of the city gate. The vigilant soldiers pointed their guns at the car. Hak K in the form of a captain came out to confirm his identity. Hak Lam Nan covered his face with a hat and followed. After looking at the face, the guard immediately said and confirmed that it was the captain. You can open the door, I'm bothering you, captain. The base door opened and a steel truck immediately entered. Inside the base, in a hospital room, a woman was lying on a bed, her face as pale as a zombie's, receiving in-4 drip. Outside the glass window, someone is looking in. The gray-haired man said, Mr. GX-sun, just using the serum cannot turn two man back from a zombie to a human. The man named GX-sun clenched his hands and asked, is there no other way? The man in the suit pushed up his glasses and said with a smile, as long as we have super mutant antibodies, we can develop a vaccine to treat this disease, two man's disease will be cured soon after. GX-sun was determined to order, as long as it is a super mutant, then use that antibody on me. Annie quickly advised, GX-sun, please calm down. Antibodies are in the human brain, and the equipment here cannot guarantee your life. Even if it is an antibody, it is not 100% certain that a vaccine will be created. Jack deliberately dismissed Annie's thoughts and tried to convince him, Mr. GX-sun, there is no need to worry about antibodies. I heard there's a super mutant in the mine in the mountains, we can negotiate with him. A notification suddenly appeared on the base screen, please pay attention, the search team and rescue team have brought back survivors from the mine. Requesting the relevant medical staff to handle the quarantine work, GX-sun saw this and immediately issued an order, I am thinking that I will find a few subjects to make the vaccine. First you two go to work, Jack replied, yes, I respect your decision. GX-sun turned and left, Jack also followed, but before that he did not forget to give the order. You guys here help Dr. Annie. Don't let those dogs bother her. His subordinates obeyed, walking over and staring at Annie like a supervisor. Annie clasped her hands. I can't fight these guys alone, at this rate, the base will be used as entertainment by them. On the other side, there was a group of people in black who were trembling in front of something. I only saw the brown-haired girl holding out the whip and telling her not to hastily attract its attention. On the other hand, on the other side, Hak Lam Nan used clairvoyance to see through. Immediately discovered a large tree with a skull with red eyes. Hak Lam Nan wondered, is there an evil virus in this strange tree? It seems not so simple. Suddenly, someone shouted. The tree's vines immediately rushed towards her, she stuttered in fear. Don't come here. The brown-haired woman gritted her teeth, pressed the button on her hand and scolded, dare not listen to orders, are you tired of living? The necklace around the person's neck immediately emitted electric rays, shocking the girl's whole body until it was painful. Not only that, the brown-haired woman also approached and whipped the other person. When the person lay motionless on the ground, she even stomped on her body. She ordered him to throw it away for the plants to eat. Then take it away. The remaining two people were afraid to follow orders and could only tremble in agreement. Tumai, Tulu, Hak K and Il Nana saw the scene and couldn't help but feel angry, frustrated and unacceptable. Is this guy still human? It's unimaginable that humans can treat each other like that and even their fellow humans. At this time, Hak Lam Nan put his hand on Tu Li's shoulder to hold her back and reminded her. Don't be hasty, we're here to find Annie and find out what's going on. Saving one child won't save this place. If you want to do that, you must first kill their superiors. On the other side, the branches of the man-eating tree suddenly moved. It stretched out and tightly bound the brown-haired woman's body, causing her to startle and cry out in fear. A tree branch stabbed straight into her mouth, blocking her screams. Don't! The group of men, including Hak Lam Nan, looked at him with a nosebleed and exclaimed. What? Is it good? Good, good. I want to become a tree. The system suddenly announced that the special prize for bravery, enthusiasts, and ordinary women within an hour would all be small fans of the host. Haklam Nan couldn't help but be excited. They are really good people, their benefits are very good. After a while, the whole group went to the disinfection room. Antiseptic smoke is sprayed to whiten the room. A medical staff member puts the black card on the scanning screen. Looks like you have to have an internal card to get in and out. From inside the room, a female doctor came out. She pushed up her glasses with one hand and held out a document file with the other. Please fill in the information of the survivors. Hak K is now sweating coldly. Deep Tulu is confused. Die. I never went to school but didn't know how to read. Deep Tumai was also embarrassed and only knew how to spell correctly. At this time, Haklam Nan stepped forward and picked up the notepad. Then, with a trademark smile, he said, "Don't bother our captain just because of these trivial things, I can do it myself." The host used the effects of motion sickness. When a woman sees a handsome man, her eyes light up and she replies, "Of course." Haklam Nan silently applauded, it worked so effectively. Should I ask anything more? Haklam Nan asked, "Annie, is she okay?" The female doctor immediately huffed, signaling to keep her voice down. Don't say it out loud. The girl leaned into Haklam Nan's ear and whispered. Even though the boss asked the center director to take care of his daughter. People said that the director insulted Mr. Z before being placed under house arrest. Haklam Nan then pressed the doctor against the wall and asked. So do you know how to find Annie? She blushed and replied. That's the secret. I can't say. Haklam Nan immediately used hypnosis. Repeat the sentence over and over again. No, you can. Very soon, she was hypnotized. Mouth mumbling. I got it. I will tell you everything you want to know. After a series of checks, the four entered the elevator. Everyone gives way first. We came to bring quarantine samples. Please. Everything is going very well. Hope we can find Annie as soon as possible. Hak K expressed. We disguise ourselves so well that the guards can hardly recognize us. The elevator stops before the 61st floor. The door opened. Two man-eating flowers immediately emerged. They crouched down and used it to attack the four people. Annie reminded. But don't be negligent. The man-eating plant is spreading more and more. The base still has two people standing guard. Four people leaned on each other and entered. A man-eating flower suddenly noticed. As soon as Tula saw it, she was shocked. Got it. What the hell is this letter? At this moment, a sound came. Not okay. The door cannot be closed. Sorry for scaring everyone. These naughty fellows haven't eaten meat in 2 days. And they have a bit of a temper. To avoid unnecessary trouble. Please give us the sample. Deep Tula raised the gun far in front. Speak boldly. Please hand over the sample here. Haklam Nan silently stood aside and said. Tulu. Use your ability to interfere with surveillance first. Hear these words. Deep Tulu replied. Understood. Afterward. Tula stood proudly blocking the way in front of them. On the other side, the mysterious guy's observation screen lost signal. Making him confused, he asked. What's going on? Some people resisted. But we subdued them. Samples are already available. Very good. Bring those people and the sample here. At this time. The girl wearing glasses walked to a certain mysterious room. She slowly raised her hand to press the password. The door began to slowly open. Haklam Nan put his arms around the shoulders of the two girls and happily exclaimed, how lucky they were to have two beautiful ladies leading the way. And tell us something about the facility. Suddenly a voice spoke, I am Mr. Z, the headquarters of the Survivors Agency. There are regulations that outsiders must be quarantined and observed, please leave samples behind. Having finished speaking, he immediately mysteriously disappeared. Causing Haklam Nan to exclaim in surprise, this guy is a super mutant, his pupil skills can only keep up with this speed. On this side, the mysterious guy used his hand to press the keyboard on the computer. He said with interest that this low-level hypnotic state could be achieved using a light chip. Immediately, everything around Haklam Nan changed. The two girls wearing glasses immediately turned around. After that, they rushed to attack Haklam Nan. Faced with this situation, Haklam Nan just calmly smiled arrogantly. Haklam Nan quickly grabbed the two girls' hands. Just one move was enough to stop the two girls' attacks. Haklam Nan was shy before their seductive appearance. He exclaimed, what a mistake, he even hit someone with a ball. Don't look any further, I'll strip you naked while under hypnosis. After that, Haklam Nan immediately searched the girl's body. Strange items, he said, you are very cunning, leaving such a secret thing so deep. With the golden eye, we can see everything clearly. Haklam Nan held two strange bottles in his hand. He exclaimed in surprise, this is exactly the same enhancement injection as the Man brothers. It seems like Chu Chin is playing this trick again. On the other end of the line, a voice spoke. Mr. Z, Tu Man's condition is deteriorating. As soon as he finished speaking, he quickly replied, I'll be right here. At this moment, from outside the door, a stream of smoke appeared. The tentacles immediately rushed towards Hak Lam Nan's group. Hak Lam Nan quickly dodged suddenly. He shouted in panic, "Come on, why aren't the pupils working?" The system goddess quickly explained that it would take 2 hours to recover, and would be completed in 5 minutes. At this time, Mr. Z's 2 subordinate girls were also mercilessly attacked by tentacles. The girl was directly stabbed by the tentacles. One person was stabbed directly in the neck, the other person was stabbed directly in the mouth. Hak Lam Nan quickly shouted a warning, "Everyone be careful, I will confront the keyboard warrior." Deep Tula quickly continued, "Mr. Lam Nan, we support you." After that, Hak Lam Nan immediately rushed towards the computer desk. He used his talent to dodge the tentacles with ease. After overcoming all obstacles, Hak Lam Nan glanced at him. At this time, the guy wearing glasses still said calmly, "You should pay attention to what's behind you." As soon as the words ended, the girl was deformed. Directly held Hak Lam Nan back. Hak Lam Nan quickly struggled and shouted loudly, "Get away." Hak Lam Nan put his hand into the girl's bust to get something. At the same time, the system sent a notification saying that the blue companion skill was about to end. "Host, you can't hold out for long. The chip inside her is still working." Hak Lam Nan heard it, he angrily said, "Damn it, how can I fight her, stop it." When that girl opened her big mouth and was about to swallow Hak Lam Nan, he quickly used his tail whip to kick the girl's mouth hard. Then, another strong kick sent the girl flying several dozen meters away. Hak Lam Nan shouted, "Go to the grave." That girl rushed directly towards those tentacles. At this time, the system continuously added bonuses to Hak Lam Nan. His ownership value at this time was 800,000. Hak Lam Nan returned to the keyboard, he angrily said, "Let him run." At the same time, Hak Lam Nan received a video call request. He quickly picked up the phone and asked if there was any new information. On the other side, the other girl was burned to death by fire. But unexpectedly, she was energized by a certain force, and soon she was reborn. Deep Tulu exclaimed in surprise, "Damn, isn't this bastard afraid of his abilities?" Hak K on this side tried to fight, she exclaimed, "This guy stinks, go away." And Il Nana sat on the zombie cat to overcome the obstacle. Il Nana came closer and called out, "Tu Mai." At this time, Deep Tu Mai's legs were held tightly by tentacles. Realizing that the situation was not good, Deep Tu Mai quickly took out the gun. She aimed directly at the other girl, then fired one shot. A flash of light made the evil spirits unable to react. Her face was deformed by Deep Tu Mai's attack. Deep Tu Mai said, "The enemy is too agile." Il Nana replied, "Perhaps the electric power would activate the plant cells and enhance their abilities." Deep Tu Mai heard this and asked, "How is that possible?" On this side, Hak Lam Nan used the fire martial art to exterminate that evil girl. Hak Lam Nan said, "Nana is right, but this is not a big problem." As he spoke, Hak Lam Nan fought with evil spirits. Hak Lam Nan continued, "They love too much, that's why they are afraid of fire." After finishing the deal, Hak Lam Nan then turned and left in a cool way. Notification system, destroying zombie plants has increased by 10 million points. Special reward for destroying 2 supernatural zombie plants. Copper from moonlight is added to treat the initial toxins of the virus. Over here, Hak K is happily enjoying the crystals. She exclaimed, her favorite thing is barbecue, so delicious, so delicious. On the other side, the zombie cat is calmly sitting on the ground. Il Nana gently went to pet it, then brought it food. Deep Tu Mai looked at the computer and said in panic that all data had been deleted and it would take a while to restore. Deep Tula said, "So that bastard destroyed all the data." The system goddess continued, "As long as the host agrees to pay 100 million VND, I will immediately restore your data." Hearing these words, Hak Lam Nan sighed and said, "Okay, let me think about it first. Is this computer left by that bastard? Forget it, I'll go back to my city to fix it, and it'll only cost a few $1,000s. The system goddess replied in disappointment, "You miser." Suddenly, from inside the loudspeaker, "Pay attention, an evil spirit has been detected in the base." Everyone immediately deployed Alarm 1. Il Nana asked in panic, this time the alarm did not mention our names. Hak K wondered, "Mom, where are we going next?" Hak Lam Nan replied, still asking why, of course he went to find Annie. On the other side, in some mysterious room. There was a loud scream, open the door immediately, help, don't kill me." A girl walked inside, she said, "Tu-man, stop." Tu-man screamed, "My head hurts," Annie quickly reassured me upon hearing that. "Tu-man, calm down first, I will save you, don't let the poison control your consciousness." At this time, the system issued a warning signal, everyone paid attention, the patient had become a mutant. This room will automatically close. Please evacuate anyone nearby immediately. Hearing that, the man was scared and quickly shouted, "Help, let me get out of here." He ran back and knelt before Annie. He said, "Director, I was wrong, I should not have injected Tu-man with Mr. Z's vaccine. I beg you to be generous and open the door for us." Annie just calmly replied, "Don't forget he's retaliating." The frightened man put his hand on his neck and shouted loudly, "Help, help." Immediately, he was killed. Annie said coldly, "I will never let this crisis spread." At the same time, Tu-man screamed in pain, Tu-man's body began to change. Annie was in pain and quickly raised her hand to clutch her head. At this time, Tu-man slowly walked forward. Witnessing this scene, everyone appeared scared. On the other side, Annie watches on a computer screen. She then ordered, "It's time for us to perform." Hearing the order, the two Annies quickly responded and obeyed the commander's orders. Mr. Z continued, "By the way, please inform Jackson." Jackson said, "Don't underestimate Hack Lam Nan even though he often ignores my information. He's not like the guys we faced in the past." As soon as he finished speaking, Mr. Z replied, "Thank you for mentioning it. To me, they are all teleportation machines." Hack Lam Nan said, needless to say, of course, to find Annie. Hack Lam Nan asked, "Where is Annie?" The girl heard the question and answered, "Director Annie was in MS 2-man's room." Hack Lam Nan replied, "You've had a hard time, find somewhere safe and hide." As soon as she finished speaking, the girl smiled and said, "I understand." Suddenly, sharp claws penetrated from the outside. Hack Lam Nan looked confused and followed. 2-man swears, Annie runs away. "I can't control myself anymore." At this moment, 2-man could not control herself, she immediately attacked Annie. Hack Lam Nan immediately rushed in to help. He shouted loudly, "It's dangerous, run away quickly." Hack Lam Nan stood in front of Annie and said, "Hello, is it you?" Hack Lam Nan appeared coolly, he raised his hand and tightly grasped the tentacle. He looked at Annie with a proud look and said, "Then you found the right person." Then, Hack Lam Nan strongly pulled 2-man's tentacles, causing 2-man to spin around a few times and feel dizzy. Hack Lam Nan smiled happily and said, "Wonderful, captured alive a wild, evil soul. This is the time to extract the seeds of strength." 2-man looked confused before Hack Lam Nan's attack. Annie quickly said, "Don't hurt 2-man," the system announced. The host used the moon pupil to treat the zombie virus and the wound on Annie's body, the remaining amount was 761 million. Hack Lam Nan replied, "Miss Annie, you are wrong. I, Hack Lam Nan, am a savior, whether for better or worse I will do my best to save you." Having finished speaking, Hack Lam Nan immediately began treating 2-man. Soon, 2-man recovered. She happily said, "Big brother, thank you for saving us." After speaking, 2-man immediately fainted, Hack Lam Nan quickly hugged her. Suddenly, the door was knocked down causing a loud noise. Hack Lam Nan then looked and observed the situation. An angry man screamed, "You rotten scoundrel, take your hands off my daughter." As soon as he finished speaking, he immediately attacked Hack Lam Nan. Hack Lam Nan calmly continued to fight back. Just like that, the two started fighting. Hack Lam Nan looked surprised by his attack. Hack Lam Nan said, "Not scientific at all. Aren't these trees afraid of fire?" Deep Tu Mai quickly shouted loudly, everyone attacked him. Deep Tu Lu said, "Don't forget us." Hao Ke continued, "Uncle Stinks, you are not allowed to bully my mother." Il Nana ordered, "Kitten, come forward." Faced with this situation, 2-man's father angrily said, "Go away, you brats. Jackson don't hit women." At this time, Illinois Nana was tied up tightly by Jackson. Even Deep Tu Lu and Hack K are not exempt from fate. Deep Tu Mai was startled by this situation. Jackson quickly ran to help 2-man and said, "My little daughter, why are you being punished like this?" At the same time, Mr. Z along with 2 of his subordinates arrived. He said smugly, "I'm afraid the problem lies with Director Annie." At this time, Annie saw Z, she said angrily, "Jackson. Z is a spy, he secretly told someone to change my medicine." Z silently said, "Jackson is not a heartless person, especially with people related to his daughter." Jackson angrily said, "I have entrusted my beloved daughter to your care. Yet you betrayed us." An angry Jackson immediately attacked Annie. Faced with this situation, Hack Lam Nan quickly came out to help. He said, "Jackson, you said you wouldn't hit a woman." At this time, 2-man woke up and whispered, "Dad, it's not like that." Seeing 2-man wake up, Jackson excitedly called out, "2-man, are you okay?" 2-man said, "Dad, it was Big Brother Lam Nan who saved me, he also helped me not to hurt Annie." Hack Lam Nan said, "I can continue to treat 2-man, but you have to release everyone first." Annie heard these words, she looked at Hack Lam Nan with emotion and silently exclaimed, "I didn't expect that such a good person would still exist at the end of this world. But what method does Hack Lam Nan intend to use to treat 2-man's illness?" When Hatch K's men were released, Hack Lam Nan thought to herself, Nyomo's trick really worked. The system sent a notification saying that the host had used the pupil to suppress the zombie virus that was corroding 2-man's sanity. The remaining amount is 751 million. At this moment, Z spoke up, apologizing for interrupting. Hack Lam Nan shouted in panic, "Be careful behind you, too fast." At this moment, Z quickly attacked Jackson's back. He used a move that seriously injured Jackson. Z said proudly, "Mr. Jackson, I'm so sorry you didn't pass the selection for the chosen one." Z said, "Mr. Jackson, I'm sorry, you failed this mission." Faced with Z's sudden attack, Jackson was unable to react in time and was seriously injured. Z continued, "Whatever hinders my plan must be eliminated." 2-man rushed forward, she shouted loudly, "No way." Annie quickly stopped and said, "Z, it won't be good if you kill Jackson." Deep Tu La Hong asked in confusion, "Are they having a conflict?" Deep Tu La replied, "In other words here, that keyboard warrior is the crazy one." 2-man now begins to change shape. She said angrily, "Take your hand off my patty." Z glanced at 2-man contemptuously. 2-man helplessly knelt down on the ground. She begged, "Please, spare my father, I promise to do whatever you ask." Jackson said sadly, 2-man, stand up, you are not allowed to kneel in front of him. Z sarcastically said, Mr. Jackson, Two-Man said she was willing, I didn't force her. Two-Man is helpless in the face of this situation. Hak Lam Nan stood aside and thought, Mr. Jackson, Two-Man said she was willing. We didn't force her, we just had to find a way to reverse the situation. At this time, Hak Lam Nan discovered something unusual. Hak Lam Nan excitedly exclaimed, yes. Hao Lam Nan called out, Tu Lu, do you remember that the zombie tree is not afraid of electricity? Deep Tu Lu confidently replied, Mr. Lam Nan, do you want me to do that, okay? As soon as she finished speaking, Deep Tu Lu immediately used the sword to stab directly into the tentacle. She confidently said, I will do whatever you want. At this time, from the sword, Deep Tu Lu began to discharge electricity. A source of electrical energy began to flow from the sword to the tentacles. Then directly approached towards Z. Jackson said, girl, just do it, I can still stand it. Z felt the difference, he silently said, did I fail again under this trap? At the same time, Z's two subordinates could not avoid it. Deep Tu Mai took the opportunity to point the gun at Z and threaten. I advise you to stay still. Immediately, Deep Tu Mai launched a net to surround and capture the two girls. Soon, those two girls were captured and tied up. Seeing this scene, Hak K couldn't help but laugh. She laughed and said, stripping off their clothes for me. Hak Lam Nan said in a deep voice, and you too, keyboard warrior. Let's see where he can run. Hak Lam Nan quickly followed behind him. Immediately, the glasses usually worn on Z's eyes were thrown away. Hak Lam Nan continuously attacked Z, leaving him unable to react. Z was hit in the face, he calmly said, are you scratching my itch? Hak Lam Nan then replied, yes, it seems I can really defeat him this time. Jackson said, you don't need to worry about this survival base. On this side, Hak K playfully said, hey, let me play with you. Suddenly, Hak K looked panicked, causing Tang Mao sitting on one side to shiver. From behind, there was a loud noise. Green tentacles are continuously surrounding Hak Lam Nan. Hak Lam Nan angrily said, hey, uncle, now is not the time for you to become a hero. That madman will die by my hands. Z shouted in panic, Jackson, you're crazy, do you want to die with me? Jackson hugged Z tightly and buried them together in the rubble. Two-Man painfully reached out to hold Jackson and screamed loudly. Dad, don't leave me alone. Jackson shouted loudly to stop. Two-Man, don't go there. Annie, help me take care of Two-Man. Just like that, Jackson and Z fell into a deep hole together. Deep Tu-Lu said, will that uncle be okay? Hak Lam Nan replied, just look down and you will know. At this time, the ground began to crack. A loud noise echoed from the deep hole. Jackson and Z continued to the ground. Z held his injured arm tightly. Jackson said, bastard, dare to turn Two-Man into a person with supernatural powers. In my opinion, supernatural beings are beings superior to humans. Z replied, they are miracles in human evolution. Stupid people like you can't understand. By the way, I've made food for these little guys to eat. Enjoy the taste of the mutant. Z said in a proud tone, they will like your taste. Jackson angrily screamed, you bastard, I will kill you. As soon as he finished speaking, Jackson clasped his hands and hit the ground hard. Immediately afterwards, Jackson was devoured by monsters. They rushed around Jackson's body. At this time, Jackson was curled up in the monster's mouth. Suddenly, the monster's mouths were severed. Z calmly looked at him then silently smiled and said, it will probably take a while to recover. But that lady is really quite interesting, worth studying her. Although not under the best conditions. But it's enough to deal with you. Z hits Jackson with a punch. The energy emitted from the hand is extremely large. At the same time, Jackson managed to break through the barrier. At this moment, the two people looked at each other. Jackson was full of hatred and looked at Z. Suddenly, a tentacle came from somewhere and wrapped tightly around Jackson. Then, directly pulled Jackson from the bottom of the hole to the top. Jackson shouted in panic, Two-Man, why are you here? After pulling Jackson, Two-Man explained that Lam Nan brought everyone here to help his father. Hao Lam Nan said that genetically modified cat food is really good. After eating, Hidden Mao can fly, Illinois Nana proudly replied. Hidden Tang Mao is great, isn't it? As soon as he finished speaking, Hak Lam Nan smiled and said, these annoying mice have chased here. At this time, Tang Mao led Hak Lam Nan's group closer to the deep lake. Deep Tu-Lu saw Z's silhouette and quickly shouted loudly. Mr. Lam Nan, that bastard is below. Deep Tu Mai continued, just leave everything here to these guys. Hak K said, Mom, don't worry, quickly clean up those bad people. At this time, Z Point calmly replied. Come up all at once, I'll show you the power of the Chosen One. As soon as his words fell, Hak Lam Nan immediately rushed towards Z. Hak Lam Nan confidently said, please forgive me, I have the power of that god. The system sent a notification saying that the host had used Ho Rot's normal eye. Hak Lam Nan rushed straight forward, causing the ground to shake. Because of that, Z collapsed miserably on the ground. Hak Lam Nan raised his foot and stomped hard on Z's body. Not stopping there, Hak Lam Nan continuously stomped hard towards him. A tornado appeared, turning everything upside down. Even Tang Mao had to stumble and quickly land. Two-Man was scared and hugged Annie and called out, Annie. Seeing that, Annie gently caressed and said, don't be afraid of Two-Man, hold her tight. On this side, Deep Tulu and Hak K collapsed on Tang Mao's back. Deep Tulu exclaimed in surprise, the wind was so fierce that it was gone. Hak K exclaimed, so dizzy, so dizzy. On this side, Hak Lam Nan said in a disdainful tone, what kind of person was chosen, super mutant, everything is nothing before me. As soon as the words ended, Z laughed loudly and replied, very interesting. Suddenly, Hak Lam Nan's face became tense. Z was furious, he struggled to escape Hak Lam Nan's control. His body began to transform, revealing muscular muscles and sharp claws. Z smiled smugly and said, your ex-lover, Chinu, got this medicine for you, right? What I gave her was just a test version. Hearing these words, Hak Lam Nan suddenly became worried. Z continued, what is in my body is the most perfect ingredient, so I will name it happiness. By the way, I almost forgot to mention, your afterlife must be very lively right now. Hak Lam Nan quickly called, Chu Chin, I have a request. Z came closer and replied, what is your request? Open your ears and listen clearly. Hak Lam Nan angrily replied, don't ask me for any mercy for you. As soon as he finished speaking, Z said contemptuously, you are the one who should beg for mercy. Z raised his hand to reveal sharp claws. Z frantically used his claws to attack Hak Lam Nan. Faced with Z's attack, Hak Lam Nan sighed in frustration, too slow. Z smiled devilishly and replied, I'll show you. My true power, Z finished speaking, he rushed towards Hak Lam Nan. Use your big hand to strike a palm at Hak Lam Nan. Luckily, Hak Lam Nan was quick to dodge. Hak Lam Nan thought to himself, even with the holy armor, it seemed he couldn't be underestimated. Ayel Nana stood aside in panic and shouted loudly, Mr. Lam Nan be careful. Hearing those words, Hak Lam Nan raised his eyes to look at the foot of the house. Then, he quickly jumped up high. Hak Lam Nan thought to himself, this guy's strength has increased many times compared to before, he must be defeated with Ho Rot's eyes within the time limit. Z saw Hak Lam Nan running away, he laughed loudly and said, I already know your statistics. Having finished speaking, Z immediately chased after him, he used his sharp hand to pierce Hak Lam Nan's chest. Z smiled complacently and continued, and could not help but hope that you would become the most useless savior, using only half of your strength to defeat you. But his blow did not cause any harm to Hak Lam Nan. Z exclaimed in surprise, no way. Hak Lam Nan appeared from behind and replied, half of yours is not even 1% of mine. Hearing this, Z smiled strangely and replied, I told you I understand you so well. As soon as he finished speaking, Z opened his mouth wide to reveal monstrous tentacles. Hak Lam Nan quickly hit Z's mouth with his hand. At the same time, more and more tentacles appeared. It rushed to catch Tang Mao who was nearby. Not only that, Deep Tulu was also tied up. She angrily shouted, damn it. These guys are a legion. Annie said in fear, it's not okay, Mr. Hak Lam Nan was bitten. Tu-Man panicked and replied, we have to go save him. Hak K stood aside and quickly reassured, don't worry, Mom, and we haven't used the secret weapon yet. Previously, Hak Lam Nan had come up with a plan. Hak K's gloves gave me a hand. Tu-Lo, please channel your energy into it. Data will die, people will live. Deep Tu-Lo happily agreed. Okay, no problem. At this time, the battle began to become more intense. Hak Lam Nan's power suddenly became stronger. This made Z unable to help but widen his eyes in surprise and look at Hak Lam Nan with different eyes. Z silently said, Malie was right, I shouldn't underestimate this kid. A loud explosion rang out, causing the tentacles to shatter. It began to quiet down, shrink itself, revealing scary eyes. Z was seriously injured and collapsed on the ground. The system goddess screamed loudly and punched him to death, the host was too patient. Now the clue of selective organization can be cut off. Hak Lam Nan quickly explained, I just wanted to paralyze him. Who would have thought it was that weak? The system now sends a notification to limit the task. Dr. Annie's research on the antidote was completed in 2 days. Finding the true identity of the mysterious man Z has been completed. Searching for information in selected organizations is also almost complete. The remaining time is 46 hours 40 minutes 5 seconds. Hak Lam Nan silently said, fortunately, his tracking eyes were tracking very well. But compared to the chosen one, now I have to go back to the city to see what's going on. Suddenly a voice spoke up, your afterlife must be quite alive now. The tentacles began to move. It is taking Z's body to treat its wounds. After that, they rushed toward Hak Lam Nan like the wind. The battle is coming to an end. The tree is attacking Annie. She screamed loudly. This tree has absorbed energy. Not only does each cell grow, but it can also change. Hak Lam Nan felt he shouldn't joke anymore. I'm serious. Greasy to me, powders like this. Hak Lam Nan understands them very well. He added. All of them are mutated. Those are dead spores. The system just in time gave Hak Lam Nan a new mission. Stop zombie spores from seeding. Defeat the largest mutant tree in the area. The reward is to unlock the upgraded pupil privilege and receive 500 million gold coins. Dr. Annie also actively provides information to everyone. These mutated plants grow quickly after absorbing Chowtran's power. The next step is to sow the spores. It is very likely that they will transform the creatures outside into many forms of zombies. After listening, Hak Lam Nan did not flinch at all. It sounds a bit tense, but sorry, I want this 500 million. Said and done, Hak Lam Nan started using fire moves. The fire burned away a small part of the pearl spore plant. Hak Lam Nan became more and more excited. Don't think this guy only has one game. He thought to himself, is it because Chao Tran has become stronger after being sucked so he is no longer afraid of fire? Hak Lam Nan switched to another plan. If the fire isn't enough to cook you, I don't believe you can endure this cold. Hak Lam Nan strongly unleashed ice rain towards the mutated tree. The mutated tree seemed stubborn. It wriggled its way through the building and escaped. The top of the mutated tree proudly stretched straight above the roof of the building. Dr. Annie knows best. She has been attentively observing all the changes in the mutated tree. Annie expressed concern. It's not okay. The mutated tree has grown outside. But Hak Lam Nan assured her. Don't worry. He kicked his legs up and affirmed to Annie that I wouldn't let half of the spores slip out. Hak Lam Nan rushed into the air. Once there, he rushed quickly down to a point. When Hak Lam Nan was moving to attack, the system quickly reminded him. Host, you have to hurry. My eyes only have half a minute left. Realizing the urgent situation, Hak Lam Nan assigned work to everyone. Listen everyone, now we have to destroy the mutated plant and stop it from growing spores. Everyone is of the same mind. Okay. The mutated tree is opening its mouth. It looks like it's about to develop spores. It began to bloom, the flower bloomed fiercely. Hak Lam Nan shouted loudly, shut your stinky mouth. Dare to run wild in human society. I will freeze you into stone. As fast as lightning, Hak Lam Nan rushed down and punched the mutated tree directly in the mouth. Just as he said, each petal of the mutated tree was frozen and broken into pieces. The mutated tree's mouth ejected a red crystal. Hak K picked up the crystal and looked at it with excitement. Wow, this crystal looks like a delicious dish. But since she is her sister, Hak K gives way to Nana. She thought that if she gave this to Nana, she would probably like it very much. Of course Nana is extremely excited. The girl thanked Hak K profusely. On Hak Lam Nan's side, he landed safely after the attack. Tula hurriedly ran back to ask Han. Mr. Lam Nan? Mai and Nana also came to ask about Hak Lam Nan. Mai gently. Mr. Lam Nan, are you okay? Lu expressed her admiration. Mr. Lam Nan, I didn't expect you could kill that mutated tree in one blow. Nana also contributed some words of praise. Mr. Lam Nan, you are so great. When Hak Lam Nan is praised, he feels crazy happy. That to me is as easy as pie. Hak Lam Nan began to delusionally tell everyone. Besides, if anything happens, having everyone by your side will definitely be a happy scenario. Mai blushed shyly. This Lam Nan guy, Lu, is also a bit stiff but his voice is also stiff, he's a smooth talker. Just saying that makes people happy. Nana seems to like it very much. Lam Nan, you are also real. The system is not very happy. She harshly criticized Lam Nan, the host, who still had the mind to flirt with girls. I'll see how you clean up this mutated tree. Hak Lam Nan's ears hurt. I know, don't rush me like an old woman. Hak Lam Nan looked at the giant tree stump, the remnants he left behind. He was about to finish the matter when Annie stopped him. Wait. She went up and talked more carefully with Lam Nan. To deal with the mutated tree, he must use an agent that kills the tree, otherwise it can regenerate. Hak Lam Nan was confused. So what? Annie elaborated. The agent that causes tree death can be easily destroyed and buried deep underground, to completely eliminate mutant trees. A branch of a tree has just regenerated. Hak Lam Nan quickly handled it. Hearing Annie's words, Hak Lam Nan thought about her. Annie is truly not simple. From my perspective I can only clearly see things that are easily buried deep underground. No wonder Jackson told me to go find her. Jackson was helped by Tu Mang and still wanted to contribute a little so he spoke up. What is a prescription? We'll send a search and rescue team to find it properly. However, Annie was a bit shy. Materials are not difficult to find but our hospital's method is similar. I'm afraid. Hak Lam Nan approached her and comforted her. Don't worry. I will find a way to solve this. Hak Lam Nan told everyone. I happen to have an acquaintance where I can help. Scene changed to the original world 15 minutes ago, at the EU Technology Group's first FSM Biological Research Institute. There is the appearance of electric fire attacks. Everyone in the research institute was hit by bullets. They had all been defeated and the mysterious person was standing in front of the door of a research room. The strong sound of kicking the door rang out. The door is being demolished. That team of mysterious people successfully broke down the door of the research room. Inside a girl wearing a red dress with long blonde hair was tied up. As soon as the rescue team saw the girl, they reported the situation. This is Team Alpha. We have reached the target. The mysterious person was still holding the phone talking to the other end. The other team also responded. Team Beta heard clearly. I really envy you for finding a beautiful woman. The target here is a mouse. The Alpha team member looked closely at Chi Nu's photo. Lift up her hair. Look at her inhuman appearance. The Alpha team member felt startled. Are you really Chi Nu? Why is it different from the photo? Chi Nu was tortured and whispered. I'm really Chi Nu. It's all because of Hack Lam Nan and Dufong that made me this ugly. Chi Nu's tone was flirtatious. Gently rescue people from Alpha Team. Little brother, as long as you save me. She vows to do everything. It sounded good. Alpha Team people were also excited. Because she said so. I welcome it. As he spoke, this person took out a tube of medicine. Chi Nu looked at it and panicked. You, what are you planning to do? Don't want it all. The Alpha Team member raised the syringe. Happily teasing Chi Nu. What's wrong? Didn't you just say I can do whatever I want? Chi Nu couldn't say another word. She immediately had a syringe stabbed straight into her throat. The Alpha Team member said one last sentence to Chi Nu. Enjoy the big baby he showed you. Chi Nu became crazy. She screamed loudly. It's so hot. Chi Nu was being beaten to a pulp. She was still screaming wildly at the heat the medicine put into her body. There is a mutated thing stabbing into Chi Nu's body. Chi Nu could not struggle. I can only be tied up and endure it. Alpha suddenly felt wrong. Hey, this new virus mutates people so quickly? He was being attacked back by surprise. He was in pain and asked for help. Help me. Realize the situation is not good. The Alphas told each other to retreat. Just retreat. The target is changing. Being the captain is also suffering. Alpha Team members quickly reported the situation. This is Team Alpha. The target is changing. Alpha Team members still report via radio. We are being attacked by it and team members have been killed. The members ran away, falling on top of each other. Several members panicked and held their guns unsteadily. One person tried to block the captain. Captain. Be patient a little longer. I think it will be fine soon. The captain even cursed back. This idiot again. Quickly run away. Alpha Team members opened fire and fled outside. Couldn't save the captain. One member cried because of helplessness. Captain. I'm sorry. Captain Alpha was pierced by the mutant and fell to the ground. Looking at the tattered appearance of the Alpha Team, the mission giver felt there was nothing left to say. I'm also speechless. Every task is assigned to pig-brain teammates. Chi Nu seems to have awakened. She rushed forward quickly. She confidently stood before the defeated Alphas. She ordered him to be pulled up so he could kneel before me. The captain was forced to kneel. He said sarcastically to Chi Nu. It seemed like she had to thank him just for this wonderful gift. Chi Nu's arrogant attitude. Is that so? Chi Nu smiled wickedly and said the captain's name again. Although I don't know why Chao Tran's medicine not only healed my wounds but also gave me the ability to control others. At this moment, she thought of Hack Lam Nan and was secretly happy. Dear Lam Nan. If I can control you and Dufong, she remembered what Hack Lam Nan had told her. I don't know if I should kneel down and ask for forgiveness. She gloated. This time I don't know who is the one asking for mercy. Hack Lam Nan here seems to have been talked about so much that he is sneezing continuously. Tumai and Nana must quickly check to see if Lam Nan is sick. Tumai touched his forehead. Lam Nan's body temperature is normal. Nana leaned in to listen to the heartbeat. Heart rate is also normal. Lam Nan scratched his head and smiled. I'm fine. Maybe some pretty girl just mentioned that name. Lu was bored. Hack Lam Nan. Do you think you're handsome? Hack K came forward and gave Lam Nan a crystal and said. Mama, eat this. I plan to give it to Nana. But Mom is sick. Hack Lam Nan looked at the crystal and thought to himself, I forgot about an orange crystal. But it can be very useful for Nana. Hack Lam Nan refused the kindness. He patted Hack K's head. I'm fine. Thank you, Hack K. You should give this crystal to Nana. Hack K also shyly agreed with him. Yes. Everyone was paying attention to Hack Lam Nan when Annie came over. Please try again. Annie gave the piece of paper to Lam Nan and told him. This is the formula of the agent that will cause the tree to die. Here you go, Mr. Hack Lam Nan. Lam Nan was a bit surprised. Wow. Already done? He silently made up his mind, now he must quickly create a good relationship with her. Then I will ask her to join the group. Hack Lam Nan kindly began to persuade. Annie, just call me Lam Nan. Annie was truly smitten. She also had great affection for Lam Nan and shyly replied. Yes, Mr. Lam Nan. Feeling embarrassed, Jackson spoke up. He said to Lam Nan, young man, Jackson never likes to owe favors to others. Where do you live? I'll send someone to take you home. Hack Lam Nan waved his hand and refused. Leave it, uncle. You can't take me anywhere. You'd better do something else. Lam Nan's words angered Jackson. He got angry. Dared to look down on you? Hack Lam Nan reached out to shake Jackson's hand politely. I hope you won't let the lovely lady do anything until I return. She's a zombie hunter so you probably know. Jackson also casually shook Hack Lam Nan's hand. He promised Lam Nan. You can rest assured. I will not let AI Lu win any battle against me. Stop talking. Jackson feels his body is being healed. That's right. Lam Nan asked the system to treat him. The host used the moon pupil to heal the base lord, Jackson. Spent 1,000 gold. Jackson looked thoughtfully at Lam Nan. That kid treated his wound immediately with a stream of warm water. Super mutant star. Are not. He's not the same. So what is this name? Lam Nan before leaving, said one more sentence. That's all for rumors. I will return first. In one room, the image of a frozen tree lies in the middle of the room. A man with a thin body. 2 frayed wings. This elderly man's condition is not very good. His eyes and nose could only see the white of his heart. Suddenly his eyes opened wide suddenly. On Hack Lam Nan's side, he had just said goodbye to Annie and Mr. Jackson. The conversation ends here. I will come back later. Along with that, the system updated Hatch Lam Nan's assets. The current ownership value is more than 750 million, just deducted 10 million. The system enthusiastically invited Hack Lam Nan to pay. Host, I have prepared the pupil door for you. As long as you accept the payment, you can return to your old world. Hack Lam Nan is not in a hurry. Wait, before I go back I want to see how she is now. The system agrees with Lam Nan's wishes. Okay. Host, you're becoming more and more like an old father now. Having said that, the system raises its legs to perform some opening movement. She created a ball of bubbles. Nana slept soundly in that bundle. The system assured Lam Nan that, as long as Nana remained in the system, I guarantee 100% she will be safe in this space. Why does Hack Lam Nan look closely at Nana? He wondered at the system. Hey, isn't it an illusion? Looks a bit bigger than before. The system misunderstood him again. She scolded harshly. Hey, host, where are you looking? Return to Nana with peace of mind. Lam Nan returned to his mission. Okay, let's start. Everyone is waiting for me to bring back the agent of this supernatural zombie tree. There are still some beauties waiting for us to rescue in this apocalypse. Hack Lam Nan pressed the system button. Notification system opened the pupil and deducted 100 million yuan. The ownership value was more than 650 million. When Lam Nan gradually walks through the door, the system prompts, the return time will be 24 hours. Within 24 hours the pupil door will open and it will take you back to the end of the world again. Hack Lam Nan brought most of his body across the separation line. And very quickly, he successfully returned to his old world. On 6th Street, it was late afternoon. Hack Lam Nan entered the room. He talked to Akwang. The shock was too high and the wave contained eternal hatred. Akwang replied, the surface of the ocean and 3 rivers flow thousands of miles. The room is empty, the door is old with a few pieces of paper stuck in an uneven line. Hack Lam Nan asked about everyone's situation. Aren't you guys happy? Why can't Lao Tam and Lao Tu be found today? Truong Hong happily replied to Lam Nan, they went out to find more new information and they have never come back. The 2 remaining disciples were also excited. Sir, it's great to have you back. Big brother, if you have any problem, leave it to the 8 of us to solve. Hack Lam Nan took out something and gave it to Lao Bat. I have something for you, old bat. Cracked all the data for me in half a day. I need all the information on this computer. Old bat happily accepted. Don't worry, boss. You should remember that this guy helped you access countless illegal sites in the past. Old bat is very confident. He flexed his fingers to get ready for work. While cracking the lock, old bat thought playfully. Boss must have put important videos in the trash. Truong Hong next to him also encouraged him. Come on, Lao Bat. Hack Lam Nan watched curiously. Is there anything else you 2 can find? Truong Hong stepped forward to inform Lam Nan. Big brother, the Du family contacted us again and said they couldn't contact you. Lam Nan replied. What a coincidence, I also need to find Du Fong. Hack Lam Nan approached Truong Hong and patted Truong Hong's shoulder. Hack Lam Nan agreed with Truong Hong. Hey Truong Hong, it's time for everyone to gather. Truong Hong was happy. Big brother, don't worry, we won't disappoint you. Hack Lam Nan is comfortable. Okay, let's move on to another problem. As he walked, he thought to himself, it's time to contact Du Fong and ask her to help him collect some supernatural zombie plants. By the way, what are the results of her research on happy water? Scene change to FSM Research Institute. Hack Lam Nan is checking the holes in the wall. He was very surprised. What? Her laboratory was attacked and Chi Nu and her teammates were attacked. Du Fong spoke more clearly about the situation. Intruders have hacked into our system. Du Fong continued speaking with seriousness. It only took them more than 5 minutes to get the Chi Nu lab mouse. I wanted to inform you as soon as possible but I couldn't contact you. Hack Lam Nan pondered. An intruder stole Chi Nu. I'm afraid Chu Tran will send it to someone. Anyway. If he can crack the security system here and know the lab rats, he can only be an insider. Looking at the current problem, Lam Nan has no choice but to deal with it. Stop it. Let's solve the problem at this survival base first. He gave the recipe to Du Fong and told her. In fact, right now I'm looking for you and want to ask you to help me prepare some zombie plant agents. Hack Lam Nan asked Du Fong again. Can it be completed today? Du Fong spoke quickly. No problem. I can handle it. Du Fong gave the ingredient paper to his subordinates and gave orders. Complete as quickly as possible and then send the results to the Lam Nan team. Du Feng's subordinates were also welcoming. Okay. I'll go handle it. Next, Du Feng proposed to Lam Nan. It's a bit inconvenient to talk here. She pointed to the room ahead. In front is a top-secret room where criminals are forbidden to enter. Let's talk there. Lam Nan agrees. Okay. I'll go there and check if there are any clues. Hack Lam Nan slowly walked to the front of that secret room. He looked skeptically at the two guards with strange expressions. Looks like something isn't right. Look closely at the doorkeeper's face. Lam Nan wondered. Why do two people look so tired? There is no reason for them to create opportunities for intruders. Hack Lam Nan and Du Feng entered the secret room. There is a strange mark on the back of the doorman's neck. That tragic letter was eating away at the watchman's body. Looking down at the demolished door, Du Feng told Lam Nan. This is the place where Chi Nu was previously stolen. Du Feng added. Unfortunately, we couldn't find any clues. Lam Nan encouraged her. Don't worry too much. If you can't find it, it doesn't mean I can't. Hack Lam Nan analyzed the situation more closely. It looked like she could get away with the torture mission. Du Feng was confused again. Are you sure? What can Chi Nu do with such a weak body? The system displays the information at the right time. The host's Hong Kim pupils detected drops of water appearing on the floor. Note that water droplets contain some minor variations of zombie viruses and human body fluids. A few notes: if the water drops are too hot, they will evaporate. When Hack Lam Nan came here, his eyes suddenly lit up. He took a closer look at the liquid pooling on the floor. He reached out to handle the liquid. Notification system. The host uses ice pupils to freeze liquid. Hack Lam Nan grimaced. This looks bad. The woman who stole Chi Nu will do everything to achieve her goal. The system on the side feels excited. It seems the host has found the answer. Reminder system for Lam Nan. By the way. Vegetative pupils. The mixed pupils were locked. Hack Lam Nan took out another test tube. He carefully inserted the frozen piece into the karma tube. He gave it to Du Feng and told her. Get it checked quickly. Remember to be careful. This is extremely dangerous. Lam Nan carefully continued. It is an important clue. I'm sure it belongs to Chi Nu. Furthermore, Chi Nu is transforming. Du Feng asked again. What do you mean she was given additional injections? Hack Lam Nan affirmed. That's right, and it's even more dangerous when the Man brothers inject additional drugs. Du Feng smiled meaningfully. Mr. Hatch Lam Nan. I guess the danger you mentioned is related to the mysterious primordial virus. Hack Lam Nan was startled. What the hell? Primordial virus? The partner next to Du Feng whispered to remind her. Miss. With all due respect, we should not reveal this to outsiders. But Du Feng brushed it off. She answered him. Mr. Hack Lam Nan is not an outsider. Du Feng asserted. Before that he helped me with many types of trouble. I have just successfully taken over the family business. Du Feng recounted the times Lam Nan helped her. At that time, he defeated the famous martial artist in the world. Du Feng is steadfast. That's why during this time I want to invite him to find out the origin of the medicine bottle. Hack Lam Nan shows stupidity. Sorry. I don't understand what beauty Du Feng means here. Mischievous system. Host. Don't talk nonsense. Everyone has already thought about it. Hack Lam Nan silently pondered. What's going on? Is the real world also threatened by the virus? While he was confused, Lam Nan's phone rang. Listening to melodies is also less stressful. The river flows east. The star in the sky is the northern constellation. On the other end of the line in room number 6, Lam Nan's disciples answered the phone. Hello, old man. Where are you? It's been successful here. Old Bat looked like he was in a hurry. He immediately informed Lam Nan. Why were 3 people hit by a car like that? Lao Bat's phone fell down. Lam Nan also saw something wrong. What's that sound? Truong Hon, Lao Luke, Lao Bat. Are you guys okay? Chi Nu's familiar red shoes and red dress were revealed behind the car door. Truong Hong stuttered, trying to reach for the phone. Boss, we were ambushed. Chi Nu stomped her heel on Truong Hong's hand to prevent him from reaching the phone. Chi Nu took Truong Hong's phone. As soon as he saw her face, he scolded her. It's you dare to appear in front of us. Today, I am determined to avenge old Ngu and old that. Chi Nu stood tall. Don't try too hard. Sooner or later I will reunite you guys. She threatened. But before that, I have a surprise gift to send to my beloved Hatch Lam Nan. Hack Lam Nan on the other end of the phone shouted loudly. How dare you touch them? I won't let this go. Chi Nu was still carefree. Well, someone must be in a hurry. She teased Hack Lam Nan through the phone screen. Chi Nu stuck out his transformed tail. She challenged Lam Nan. If you're good, come and stop me. She is extremely confident. If you don't have the ability, don't act like it. Take a good look at each of your brothers who have become my entertainment. She raised her claws and prepared to stab straight at Truong Hong's head. Truong Hong was extremely confused. What is it? The claws dangled in front of Truong Hong's head. Miss Chi Nu recorded the process for Hak Lam Nan to watch. The claws are close to his face. Truong Hong is also ready to accept. Just when the claw was a few centimeters away from his eyes, Truong Hong suddenly opened his eyes and looked hard. Hak Lam Nan screamed through the phone. Vo Chi Nu. Hak Lam Nan admitted to her. This time you succeeded, making me mad. I will not forgive anyone who dares to harm my brothers. The system simultaneously reports the news. The host has activated different pupils. Fusing with the Tyene pupil and the hypnotic pupil to awaken the new pupil is the nightmare pupil. Nightmare pupils can make the target drowsy for a minute and only affects a single object. Limit use to once a day. Chi Nu laughed gloatingly. Hak Lam Nan, don't frown like that. I'm afraid he'll jump out of the screen to bite me too. Chi Nu suddenly saw her phone freeze. Wow, what's wrong with this phone? It was a happy time when that guy lost. It must have just fallen so it was damaged. Lam Nan's screen is always noisy. Chi Nu's face changed very quickly. From gloating to slightly scared. She stood stiffly. It seems like he was hit by Hak Lam Nan's hypnosis technique. She saw the demon's mouth open wide behind her. She can't believe it. What is it? How is that possible? Is the tail not listening? The tail opened its mouth wide and covered Chi Nu's face. She screamed. Are not. No way. It seemed like she was really hypnotized. Chi Nu was never swallowed. She was holding her head in fear. Truong Hong saw Chi Nu suffering and urged his teammates. Why are you still standing there? Quickly tie her up with rope. Truong Hong thought back to the moment he almost died. Truong Hong breathed a sigh of relief in his heart. Even though I didn't know what was going on, my intuition told me that the boss had saved me this time. Truong Hong compressed his hand wound and tried to stand up. He noticed the gas canister lying on the floor. Smoke and dust spread throughout the room, causing Mr. Bat and Mr. That to cough and choke. The mysterious person appeared amidst the smoke and asked everyone, what wind brought Chi Nu here? The masked mysterious person said, I like not to say much when my accomplices are tough. Sorry, he just said that only the dead can keep secrets. He thought to himself. Oh, this is difficult, who should I choose? Hak Lam Nan is not here so she has to try to survive and go back to take hostages. Suddenly, someone kicked open the door. He shouted fiercely, Boss, are you okay? As soon as he finished speaking, the mysterious person replied, still in the middle of killing Trin Du Tan, it was all Chi Nu's mother-in-law's fault for groping. Having finished speaking, he immediately opened fire. A Kwong quickly hid behind the wall. He said, I almost died, I have to go to the lottery quickly. He took out his phone and called Hak Lam Nan and said, but boss, you can rest assured that I will survive until you come back. Hearing these words, Hak Lam Nan coldly replied, okay, A Kwong try to hold out for 10 seconds for me. Right after that, A Kwong immediately took off his pants and said, hello, I would like to surrender half. Witnessing this scene, the mysterious person immediately opened fire in anger. Faced with this situation, A Kwong shouted in fear, fuck you, I can't hold on, are you done yet, boss? As soon as he finished speaking, from behind the mysterious person, the system screen appeared and a voice said, sorry, I had to wait a little longer. Hearing the noise, the mysterious person immediately turned his back. Hak Lam Nan looked at him with sharp eyes and then loudly ordered him to put down the gun. Immediately, the mysterious person was hypnotized and lost his mind. Hak Lam Nan came closer and continued, good boy, so obedient, so next. Quickly tell me everything you know. After getting information from the mysterious person, Hak Lam Nan immediately returned. In a modern base, Hak Lam Nan and Du Fong are observing something. Du Fong said, I have recorded all the vehicle journeys that you want to track. Hak Lam Nan replied, thank you for telling me to come back last night to save Truong Hong and the others. Du Fong glanced at Hak Lam Nan and said, no need to be polite, as long as you are comfortable, and the death agent you made for us is ready. Hak Lam Nan said, thank you, by the way. That person is someone in your research institute. According to him, last time Chao Tren sent 2 groups to ambush her laboratory, the purpose was to take back the company's assets. Du Fong asked in confusion, how did he know this? Hak Lam Nan replied, she doesn't need to worry about that. Let's look at more important things. This is all Zhou research, I cleaned it up a bit before coming. When the system goddess saw this, she was extremely frightened. Host, you've said too much, don't forget that Du Fong is not a member of your girl group, you can't trust her completely. Have you forgotten what happens after being betrayed by a woman? Beautiful women are often dangerous, especially like to stab others in the back. Hak Lam Nan smiled arrogantly and replied, that remains to be seen. Then Hak Lam Nan pressed the button on the computer keyboard. Immediately, the moment of the battle with the evil devil was recreated. Witnessing this scene, Du Fong couldn't help but exclaim in surprise, this is it. Hak Lam Nan then explained that this mutated tree is a monster researched by Chu Tran, this is also something I want to give her to help implement. Hak Lam Nan said that that thing was disgusting when it was growing on a tree. They will spread mutant spores during the demonstration. Once infected with mutant cells, they will become new zombies that attack living people and spread viruses. Hearing these words, Du Fong said in surprise, you said it was a new zombie variant. That's what he meant, another zombie variant started to escape. Hack Lam Nan replied, that's right. Do you remember the magical effects of lab rats after drinking happy water? That is essentially the ability of the virus. Once taken too much, they will cause changes. In addition, it is also the virus on the mutant plants that Chu Tran researched. I suspect that it is definitely related to the mysterious viral agent you mentioned. That's why I hope you can help me prepare an antidote. Du Feng thought for a moment and then replied, I also hope to be able to help you prepare an antidote. Although, it is difficult to prepare an antidote based on such information. But if you can provide more virus individuals, it will be successful. As soon as he finished speaking, Hack Lam Nan smiled and replied, no problem, I will provide more virus individuals. Suddenly, an image of Chu Tran appeared on the computer screen. He calmly said, sorry, this way, we stole GD's achievements. I'm afraid it's not appropriate. Seeing him appear, Hack Lam Nan was startled and exclaimed, Chu Tran, how are you still alive? Chu Tran replied, very impressed, this is probably the first time we meet, Mr. Hack Lam Nan. Du Feng raised an eyebrow and said, you are Chu Tran who stole the academy plan behind his back, tell me what is your purpose? Chu Tran laughed and replied, Mess Du, what you said made me a bit awkward. Our action was only to restore the company's assets, and did not harm anyone. In the past we acted very hastily. That's why we really want to resolve this through negotiation. As soon as he finished speaking, Hack Lam Nan immediately replied, sorry, we have nothing to say to you. We have no interest in working with a crazy person who likes to research mutated viruses. Chu Tran quickly said, wait a minute, the virus sounds very scary, because it is almost equal to the decline. Although the battle for survival between viruses and humans is the stepping stone of evolution. It can also be said that there will be no human being who is not infected with the virus. Did you know that most of the air we breathe is provided by viruses? The origin of life was viruses 4 billion years ago. Part of the current human genome is infected with ancient human viruses. And our research is the key for people to follow the direction of development. Starting to become strong and perfect, that's not a bad thing. At this time, Xinu was behind. Trying to utter 2 words, very good, very good. Xinu seems to be planning something. Xinu said, how could I let this opportunity slip away? After that, Xinu immediately called Mosa IC to attack from behind Hack Lam Nan. Du Feng sensed something unusual, she immediately turned her head to look. Witnessing the dangerous situation, Du Feng quickly pushed Hack Lam Nan away and shouted loudly to get out of the way. It happened so suddenly. Immediately, Du Feng was stabbed through the chest by Mosa X. Hack Lam Nan stared at Mosa X with sharp eyes. Hack Lam Nan quickly ran to hug Du Feng and dodged the attack. Mosa X crashed directly into the wall in the back. Hack Lam Nan hugged Du Feng tightly and fell to the ground. Hack Lam Nan's face was placed on Du Feng's chest. Du Feng shyly said, thank you for saving me again. Hack Lam Nan had a nosebleed and replied with an excited look on his face. Du Feng, you are too polite. At this moment, in Hack Lam Nan's mind, he thought, surely, a good person comes with good treatment. Hack Lam Nan supported Du Feng's waist and continued, I am Hack Lam Nan, a gentleman. Why would a beautiful dead woman like Du Feng not care about danger to save her? At this time, Xinu sat still and looked at the 2 people affectionately. She angrily said, damn, that dog couple dared to ignore me? Go and die, Xinu was furious and immediately launched a second attack. Feel it. Hack Lam Nan calmly said, that's all. Even with such weak skills, he still dares to confront me. Okay, that girl, tell me the truth. Hack Lam Nan grabbed Xinu's tentacle with one hand. Sharp eyes say, if you don't have any value. I'm ready to send you off to meet your brother and report to Mr. Ngu and Mr. That. As soon as he finished speaking, Hack Lam Nan severely damaged Xinu's tentacles. It made her cry in pain and scream loudly, it was so painful. Hack Lam Nan, I will never forgive you. After speaking, Xinu immediately fainted. Du Feng was confused and asked, what's wrong with this woman? Hack Lam Nan calmly replied, she just fainted but she was also quite alert. Hack Lam Nan thought to himself, I didn't expect that Xinu would become a person with supernatural powers. According to research, in the beginning she was swallowed by my power. Chu Tran said that NGO Xinu is a test subject and an asset to our company. It's best for you to be reasonable and not be too rude. During this time I hope you can accept this negotiation. I don't want to use strong measures. Hack Lam Nan smiled contemptuously and said, Chu Tran, I advise you not to be too narrow-minded, I have never been bored with anyone in these years. And this is it. If you want, Zhojin, I will send someone to your door. Remember to take good care of her tonight. The system goddess stood beside her, silently admiring. It's over, the host is a big idiot. Chu Tran frowned and said, it seems like I'm not well prepared. In this case, think carefully, I will show my sincerity. After speaking, Chu Tran immediately turned off the conversation screen. Du Feng was confused and asked. Next thing, Chu Tran will take action. Hack Lam Nan quickly reassured him, don't worry too much. It's still time, then just tackle that keyboard warrior again. After that, Hack Lam Nan immediately stretched. He reached out to do something, but it seemed unusual. Hack Lam Nan looked around in bewilderment. He thought to himself, that's strange, what's wrong with my door? It actually recovered twice and it was only used once to save someone. What's going on? At this time, Chu Tran was sitting thoughtfully thinking about his next plan. Chu Tran's face showed seriousness and tension. Suddenly, a bell rang, startling him. Chu Tran looked confused and followed. Then he immediately pressed the call button. The other end of the line responded. "Sir, Dr. Du Ha has arrived." Hearing these words, Chu Tran smiled and said, "Okay, please come in." At this time outside the hallway, someone was approaching. The door was opened. Chu Tran's subordinate respectfully said, "Dr. Du, please come in." Du Feng smiled and replied, "Don't be too cautious." Du Feng then stepped inside and called out loudly, "Chu Tran." Chu Tran saw Du Feng, so he stood up and respectfully said, "Please sit down. I didn't expect you to come so early from Hakbian." As soon as he finished speaking, Du Feng replied calmly, "I didn't expect Xi Nu to once again fall into the trap. You should listen to me and only take the lab mice." Chu Tran raised his hand to adjust his glasses, then he asked, "Isn't that good? This is convenient for you to keep changing data." Du Feng replied, "I don't want to waste the opportunity in a useless place. I won't tell you where that stupid girl is being held." Hak Lam Nan bought happy water for the current owner, Mrs. Du Feng, then conducted a mutation experiment on Xi Nu. And her grandfather was strongly opposed to researching mysterious ancient viruses. This alone is enough to ruin Du Feng's reputation. Du Feng expressed disdain and said, "I don't know where he learned the lesson about confidence. The plan sounded good, but all it took was one fatal mistake. You underestimate Hak Lam Nan. Don't forget that Hak Lam Nan rose up and survived. The Man brothers were killed again. And this time his plan was also ruined by using Xi Nu to take his brothers hostage. So I will personally confront Hak Lam Nan in my own way." Hearing these words, Chu Tran calmly replied, "I remind you that we do not allow arbitrary use of viruses. The experiment on Xi Nu will also be kept secret." As soon as he finished speaking, Du Feng looked at Chu Tran with judgmental eyes and replied, "Being stereotyped like that is not a big problem. Hesitation only leads to failure." Hearing these words, Chu Tran pondered for a moment. He smiled sinisterly. On the other side, Hak Lam Nan is frantically searching for some information. The system sends notifications. Objects with the same name are not recognized. All doors are temporarily unavailable, remaining doors, 4 hours left for next time. The system goddess said, "The door can only teleport the host to a place you know, remember that." Hak Lam Nan continued, "So, there is more than one person named Chu Tran. No, it should be said that it is a code name." Suddenly, Du Feng returned and saw Hak Lam Nan standing thoughtfully. She asked, "Are you okay? Are you talking to yourself?" Hak Lam Nan felt shy and explained, "I was just thinking about how to deal with Xi Nu." Du Feng continued, "Yes, she is no longer a normal person. These personal restrictions may not keep her quiet. Although it is not certain to be completed. But it can be inferred from that number book that there is some close connection with mutated ancient viruses." Du Feng's face was serious, recalling the moment he witnessed the effectiveness of the vial of liquid that Hak Lam Nan showed him. She couldn't help but mutter, "I even want to use it." On the other side, Hak Lam Nan was still grumbling with the system goddess. "Hey, there doesn't seem to be anything usable in the system." The goddess immediately pointed to a corner. "Host, please look here. Everything is here. Gifts from girl groups can give you a strategy to increase your popularity among women. She will become a member of the girl group." Hak Lam Nan's eyes immediately lit up. "Really? So I really want to try it." Du Feng thoughtfully looked at Xi Nu, whose arms were locked on the chair. She thought for a moment and then made a suggestion. "Why don't we send more people to watch over her?" Hak Lam Nan put his hand on her shoulder to reassure her. "Don't worry, everything will be resolved with me. Look." Du Feng initially intended to refuse. But when she turned around, her face suddenly turned red. "What? What's going on?" Xi Nu is now wearing a tight lotus pink shirt. According to the system reminder, the reverse cardigan cannot be mentioned by anyone other than Hak Lam Nan. This is because he used gold coins to buy it. Because of that, Xi Nu's good impression of him was added 10,000 points. Hak Lam Nan looked regretful. These gifts can only be used once. What a pity. Du Feng couldn't help but hold his head. "I'm always in a drought. Why did you make her look like this?" He shrugged and said, "Nothing. Just give her a gift. Only like this, she can't escape. By the way, I also have a gift for you." Du Feng immediately waved his hand and refused. "Stop it. Let's talk about the next step." Hak Lam Nan commented. "Is it that simple? The mice's target is the computer. We just need to set up a trap and wait until they automatically deliver the goods to your door." Du Feng asked skeptically. "Is that all?" At this moment, the screen transmitted an image of a person behind Du Feng. He panicked and reported the news. "Mr. Hak Lam Nan. Something bad happened?" First, Tianchi Dao escaped from the black prison. When Du Feng heard the news, he immediately panicked. "Is this news certain? Since when did this happen?" Hak Lam Nan raised his lips and smiled to express. It's surprising that the guy who lost both arms was able to escape. But Tianchi Dao's name no longer suits him. This is the time to call him Tianchi Dao or Tianchi Dao. An hour ago, the sky thundered violently. Heavy raindrops fell on the black prison. In prison. The hallway was dark with flickering lights coming from two people dressed in full clothes. They walked along the corridor until they reached the deepest part. One person used a flashlight to shine on the man sitting in the corner. The target has been found. Start the mission. Don't know what they did. Just a moment later, both of them went out and closed the door to announce. Mission accomplished and ready to retreat. Outside, lightning continued to strike. The man is sitting still. Suddenly his eyes widened. His face showed red veins. In the dark prison, suddenly a loud scream rang out. In the dark corner, there was a person wearing all black clothes. If you look closely, you can't see two hands. Slowly come out. At that time, the prison guard heard the screams and quickly came to shout. What's the argument? Damned. Just the number 9 to 527. At night, ghosts cry and wolves howl. Quick, keep quiet. When he looked at the cell, he couldn't help but panic. The man just now was all red. Eyes bleeding with tears and foaming at the mouth. The prison guard quickly opened the door and called in. Miss Lai. What's wrong with you? He comes. Slap again on the man's face. Hello. Wake up. Don't embarrass me. I just got engaged to the most beautiful girl in the village. The skin on the man's face suddenly fell down. The prison guard was so startled that he stammered. What's going on? What's going on? He backed away in fear. The flashlight also shook and fell down. When the light of the lamp shined in, the other man was just a red pus. The prison guard cried out loudly. Oh my god, oh my god. His face showed surprise after all this. What the hell is this? From that red ooze suddenly turned into tentacles that surrounded the prison guard. The man just now seemed to turn into a monster. The prison guard's eyes radiated despair. Continuously beg. Please save me. Save lives. As the words just came out. Had been strangled to death by tentacles. Outside, thunder rumbled and lightning flashed. Don't know the reason. The iron bars of the cell suddenly bent. The next day, the news arrived. The man is Ko Lai. Or it was Tian Chi Dao who escaped from prison. As for the unfortunate prison guard, he was declared missing. Professor, you couldn't help but wonder if there was such a small window. How did Tian Chi Dao escape? The guy wearing glasses also commented. There are really a lot of doubts. This may be related to Du Ha's secret return to China. Professor Yu smoked his pipe and reminded. Hey, just for now. Master Black has something to do and wants to leave. Du Fong spoke up, don't worry, Lam Nan is coming soon. When the two people saw her say that, they were surprised, Mr. Lam Nan. Du Fong's face turned slightly pink. She touched the pendant on her neck. Before that, Hak Lam Nan took out a bracelet shaped like wings and held it before her eyes. Du Fong was stunned. This is. Hak Lam Nan put the necklace on her neck and said. Amulet. Can't I give you a gift? Wear it, I will be by your side to protect you. This is a guardian angel heart bracelet. When the opponent's life is in danger, the host will be notified in advance. System messages. The pupil door is about to open, the system transmission will begin soon. The door opens. The landing location is the rooftop of a house. Hak Lam Nan walked in from the gate. Is finally back. But he was suddenly surprised. In the immediate future, the mutated tree has withered, with no signs of conflict.